Stadium is the setting tonight as the Clovis Cougars face the Hoover Patriots. Hello everybody, I'm Tom Barquette, and to say tonight is a crucial matchup would be a dramatic understatement because the winner moves on to the section playoffs. The loser, they get to pack their pads up for one more season until 1993. But tonight it's Clovis and Hoover. In essence, Barry Reardon, this is a playoff game.
That's right, Tom. From this point on, it's single elimination for both these teams. Loser goes home, winner advances to next week. So both these teams have to come into this game, approach it like a playoff game, knowing that if they lose, season's over.
Clovis knows the pressure cooker. They went 13-0 last year, the defending Central Section champions. Let's start out with the principals for the Cougars. The quarterback, for the second year in a row, a converted quarterback, Derek Ferramisco.
Right, Ferramisco, his first year as a starting quarterback on the varsity for Clovis Cougars, has just done an outstanding job of leading the Cougars offense all season long. Coach Tim Simons has all kinds of confidence in this young man to lead his offensive team. He's even installed somewhat of a spread offense for Ferramisco, where he comes up to the line of scrimmage, looks over the defense, reads the defensive backs, and calls the play from there. And in order for a coach to let his quarterback do that, he has to have a whole lot of confidence in him, and Coach Simons has that kind of confidence in Ferramisco.
And he has to have some good receivers also. He has one in Lee Green. Coming off his best game of the year against McLean, 5 catches, 2 touchdowns. We will see him tonight.
Right, Lee Green, doesn't have outstanding speed, but he's a great possession receiver. His job tonight is going to be to run crisp patterns, find a hole in that Hoover zone defense, and exploit them for some big pickups.
That's offense. Defensively, number 89, big, Mike Hawks.
Right, Mike Hawks has just been a force all season long on the Clovis Cougar defensive line, has just wreaked havoc on opposing offenses, getting into the backfield, messing up the plays. He's just been tremendous all season long, and like you said, he's big, strong, and very, very intense. Plays every play as hard as he possibly can, and look for him to have another big night tonight.
That's Clovis. How about the Hoover Patriots? It's been since 1988 since they've seen the playoffs, and if they're going to make it happen, they have to depend on a third-year starter at quarterback, Steve Newman.
Right, Steve Newman has to lead the Hoover offense tonight. Third-year starter, has improved as the season's gone along. Coach Plummer said that his improvement the last half of the season has been tremendous, but he's going to have one of his biggest games as a Patriot tonight if they expect to win this one.
And offensively, along with Steve Newman, is number 1, Dwayne Ferguson, a great little scat back, second leading rusher in the North Yosemite League, and he's got to make it happen.
Right, he really does. What Hoover has to do with Dwayne Ferguson is they have to try to utilize his speed. He's going to be the fastest guy out on the field tonight. He's going to have to try to get the ball on the toss sweep, on the option, get into that Clovis secondary where he can just flat out outrun everybody.
And he's going to have to get some blocking. In all likelihood, that's going to come from big number 66, Matt Fortier.
That's right, Matt Fortier, big, strong guy, goes about 285 pounds. He's going to have to lead that offensive line, be the leader of the offensive line, because they're going to have to do a good job of keeping the likes of Mike Hawks and the rest of that Clovis defensive front off Steve Newman and the running backs to allow their offense to get unfolded and get out and get their play started.
It's Hoover and Clovis. Are you ready?
I'm ready. It's going to be a good one.
Patriots and the Cougars are behind me. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this on Continental Cablevision.
Fortunately, many Americans have found a way to respond to HIV.
You got a friend that's got AIDS.
What? They're shooting up? You think that's the only way
They're
people
educating
get
their employees,
The issue here is education. AIDS is growing fast.
their communities,
Small town.
especially their friends and their families.
Last year I found out that I have HIV.
If we're going to prevent the spread of HIV, each and every one of us must do our part. Find out how you can help prevent HIV.
A good look at Ratcliffe Stadium. Tom Barquette with Barry Reardon as we're getting set for the Clovis Cougars and the Hoover Patriots. A good football matchup, a playoff football matchup. There's the Hoover Patriots wanting to go to the playoffs for the first time since 1988. Get a look at Pat Plummer right in the center of your screen. He's been there one time. His Patriots will receive the football to get this game going. The crowd is here. They are pumped up. They are ready to see a mock playoff football game tonight. Good to have you along on Continental Cablevision. Kick is up, and it comes on to Aaron Olmos at about the 13. Up to the 20, zigzags to the 25. Outside to the 30. Look at Olmos to the 35, to the 40. Olmos midfield. Busted out of bounds at about the 45. So the Hoover Patriots come out in a hurry. As Aaron Olmos, he is the game breaker. He had a 90-yard kickoff return for a touchdown 2 games ago against the Edison Warriors. He almost busts that one right there. Starting lineup, the receivers, Civilian, Paul Brandt, Larry Rupsich. Backfield, third-year starter Steve Newman. Ferguson's the key. Back to passes Newman on first down, looks to the outside, and I think Bobby Majors has it about the 33. Yes, he does. Bobby Majors right in the heart of that Clovis defense. Mike Hawks, he's the key man in the center. 6'4", 225. College scouts are drooling. Scott Tafoya clogging up the middle at 5'9", 200. Darren Van Doren, 6'2", 195, strong safety. Tony Ramirez at 5'7", about 5'3". Wide receivers to both sides. I formation, Patriots, Bobby Majors. Majors just a sophomore, down to the 30.
And that's a big play for Hoover. They like to establish that fullback dive play. Real effective for them last week. They come out the second play of the ball game and run it again. They're going to have to get that play established to keep that Clovis defense honest up the middle.
We talked about Dwayne Ferguson. He is the I-back in the I formation behind third-year starter Steve Newman. Newman, play action fake. Sets, looks to the outside. Got a man down there. That's Brandt at about the 9. He doesn't get it. Paul Brandt got behind the coverage. Newman put it on the money.
Yeah, good throw by Newman on the play action pass. Got the cornerback sucked up. Tony Ramirez threw it out to the wide side. Paul Brandt just couldn't come up with it. But a nice play. Hoover comes out the first 2 of the first 3 plays with the play action pass. And in order for that to remain to be effective, they're going to have to get that ground game rolling.
They're firing as we're 45 seconds into this game. Third down and 7. A short 7 from the Cougar 30. Newman to throw on third and long. Into coverage, no way. Pass was intended for Larry Rupsich.
That's a tough throw to the wide side of the field into double coverage. Bring up a fourth down for Hoover. I suspect that they'll go for it here early in the ball game. Ball on about the 30-yard line. No sense punting in this situation, a little bit out of field goal range. Go for it here, try to pick up the first down.
You know, one thing's odd about these two teams is you check the officials. Tyler Thorpe, he's in charge of this contest. Little help from Frank Kirby, Jeff Hansen, and Chris Cota. Is neither one of these two teams have effective field goal kickers, which is surprising when you're 8-2 for Clovis, 7-2 for the Patriots. They'll go on fourth down. Throw it to the outside, and that's incomplete. Cougars going to get their first offensive possession. Once again, Rupsich, intended receiver.
Getting back to your point, Tom, about lack of field goal kickers, I guess neither one of these coaches has been recruiting heavily enough on the soccer practice field. Try to get someone out.
This is true. I talked to Coach Simons and asked him, what about field goals? He goes, we don't like field goals. We like 6 points.
That's one way of looking at it.
Hey, the Cougars, right to the line of scrimmage from the bench. 1st and 10, started from their own 30. Offset I formation. Little movement, you saw that one right there. Play is thrown for a loss. Danny Taylor back to about the 27. Offensive line, number 77, Chad Mass, 6'3", 295. Ryan Blankenship, another big one at 6'2", 230. Receivers, Lee Green, 5'9", 150. He's the speedy one. Morgan Burdick, very steady. Derek Ferramisco, converted wide receiver to quarterback. Revolving tailbacks, Bryce Waterman, Danny Taylor. Man left out of that screen was Roy Esquivel. We will see plenty of the junior running back tonight.
Here's that spread offense that we talked about at the beginning of the show, Tom. You see 5 receivers, no tight ends, no backs. This is somewhat of the silver stretch run by the Detroit Lions. And it's effective, but Clovis hasn't been doing it for very long. We'll see how Ferramisco can control it tonight.
If they run it like the Detroit Lions do this year, this is going to be a long evening for the Clovis Cougars. On 2nd down and 12, penalty was declined. Ferramisco, he's going to keep it himself. He gets up to about the 33. Jerry Newsom making the stop for Hoover. There's Newsom, third man down. Scott Kunzinger, he's going to be key. 5'9", 175-pound senior, along with Matt Fortier. He taking up some space. Larry Rupsich and Greg Sibilian, Alfredo Mata, Aaron Olmus. Ryan Heil, watch number 34, very aggressive from his defensive back position. On 3rd and 10, Ferramisco to throw. Up around the 44, a signal catch. A signal catch.
That was a real nice catch by Morgan Burdick. He runs the square out pattern. Faramisco with the play action pass. Puts it right on the money to Burdick, right on the sidelines. Keeps a foot in bounce and picks up the first down for Clovis. And now they're right back to that no-huddle offense that we talked about.
We played 2.5 minutes of the first quarter, no score. Patriots started the game out in a hurry with a couple of passes. Change of possession. Cougars getting their first crack. Up the middle, up over the 45 to about the 47 on a first down carry. Bryce Waterman coming up on the run.
Bryce Waterman the last few weeks has really asserted himself as the Clovis fullback. They like to give the ball to him. He's a single setback in that formation. Looking for him to continue to go to Bryce Waterman.
Averages 9 yards a carry, Bryce Waterman. Second down, let's call it 8, gentlemen. Second down and 8 from the 46. Faramisco calling his own plays right at the line. He has that option with 5 wide receivers all over the field. 3 to the bottom of your screen. Faramisco on 2nd and 8. Pass to the outside, and there's a penalty flag. There's a penalty flag.
So it could be a late interference call. But I don't know if that ball could have been catchable or not.
Yeah, because the receiver, intended receiver, was Jamie English. You see him 24. He ran a little out pattern. Faramisco thought he was coming in. That's one of the things with the run and shoot, is that the receivers run their own routes.
Sure. They run to a spot, try to find a
on the defense, 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
Tyler Thorpe, referee.
That's a big penalty early in this ballgame, Tom. You know, Hoover did a good job pass coverage that time, but they get an unfortunate 15-yard penalty, and that's a big one early in the game.
Is that clock started in the last couple plays? It's still stuck at 9:29 to my knowledge. Could they be? Did they catch that right now?
I think our umpire's coming in, and he's the one who's got the best view of that clock, and I think you're right. I think he's going to come in and tell the clock guy to quit taking a nap and get it going.
I glanced over a couple plays ago, and I said 2.5 minutes gone in the first quarter. 2 plays later, I look back, and there's still 2.5 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Yeah, not that big of a deal at this point of the game, but if it's a tie ball game late, you bet there'd be some irate coaches over that one.
Oh, we'll get it going. Cougars moving right along. It's right there. Cougars from the Patriot 40. Hand up the middle to Taylor. Taylor busts to the outside to the 25. Now the 20, 1 man to beat. He's dragged down at about the 5-yard line. Larry Rubsich saved a touchdown for the Hoover Patriots.
Don't let that single setback that Clovis uses fool you. They love to run out of that formation, but their single setback, Danny Taylor in that situation, he just takes the ball to the left side, big hole, breaks it off to the right side. Watch the replay, just a single setback. They pull the offside guard and tackle, Mast in the dare. Danny Taylor rolls around to the right side, and he's barely dragged down by Aaron almost before going into a touchdown. But look for that play time and time again. Just because they have 4 receivers doesn't mean they're not afraid to run the ball out of that formation.
Clovis knocking on the door. They average 35 points a game. That's after 10 games. They're 8-2, 6 wins in a row. Over the left side, that's Taylor getting down to about the 1.
You saw the surge by that offensive line for Clovis. Maybe the strong point of their whole team is that offensive line. That right side with Chad Mass and Jason Adair, 2 great, outstanding offensive linemen. Also the left side of the line, very, very good. They get off the football, they get into you, and they wear you down. And Hoover cannot allow Clovis for those long, sustained drives where they wear down the defensive front, and that's what Clovis tries to do, and they're very effective at it.
Number 47, Danny Taylor, who is the I back in the I formation. Touchdown Taylor. He has 12 touchdowns this year for the Clovis Cougars. Here he goes. Taylor, give him 13. As the Cougars bust into the lead at the 8:36 mark of the first quarter, 6-0.
I really think that the pass interference call was the turning point in that drive. Hoover had done a pretty good job of shutting down the pass. Forced Clovis to do a 3rd and long situation. They get the 15-yard pass interference penalty, which is very unfortunate. As you watch the replay of Danny Taylor taking over to the left side, you can see the surge by the offensive line. But Hoover's got to try to get in their defense and stop the run as best as possible.
Josh Phelps for the PAT. No good. Boy, we talked about the kicking problems. And Josh Phelps, number 55, carrying off his tee, and he misses the extra point, and it's 6-0 right now, and as of right now, that means very little. a little bit later on in the football game, we'll talk again at that one point.
We talked about it early in the season. You know, you watch a lot of high school or college and professional games, and the extra point almost seems to be automatic, but it's far from automatic at the high school level. It's a tough point, and many times teams don't convert. Clovis doesn't convert on the first touchdown, and like you said, Tom, we'll see if that comes back to haunt the Cougars later on in the ball game.
As they line up for the kickoff, coming into this game, the two records, the Hoover Patriots check in at 7-2, riding a 5-game winning streak. Clovis 8-2, a 6-game winning streak. Why 8-2 as compared to 7-2? Well, the Clovis Cougars, the Central Section granted them one extra game this year so they could make a nice little trip to Hawaii and play St. Louis High, which is only a 6-time state champion in Hawaii.
One of the perennial powers in the entire nation, year in and year out. They get some great players.
Cougars played them tough but lost 24-8.
A young Clovis team. It might be a different situation if they were to go to play them at this point of the season.
Squib kick. Taken up to about the 27. That's where Hoover will start it out with their second possession. Sophomore Gerald Washington ran the kickback for Hoover. Hoover's going to give it another crack as we have 8 minutes and 31 seconds to go in the first quarter. Scoring drive. 5 plays, 70 yards, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Danny Taylor, his 13th touchdown of the year for the Clovis Cougars. Extra point, no good. 6-0, that's where we stand. Steve Newman brings him up. First man through, Bobby Mage is up over the 30 to the 31. He'll gain about 4, make it 2nd down and 6.
There's that option offense that has been very effective for Hoover the last few weeks, and in order for that offense to be effective, they have to get the ball to the fullback, Bobby Majors, who's only a sophomore but a very tough kid, runs hard up the middle. In order for the option to be effective, look for Majors to have a big night.
On 2nd down and 6. Haven't seen Dwayne Ferguson. We still don't see much of him because he was piled on by Mike Hawks. Number 89. Boy, there's a specimen at 6'4", 225.
And quick. Tom, I've seen that time and time again. Teams have tried to run that counter tray against that Clovis defense. No one blocks Mike Hawks, and he just absolutely blasts the tailback each and every game. He's very tough to block, especially on that counter play where you're trying to seal block on him. He's just too quick. He just goes right by you, and that time he just buries Ferguson for a nice about a 3-yard loss.
The pass on 3rd down, center screen to Larry Rubsich. Incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th down and long. 4th and 7. Steve Newman has thrown 4 consecutive incomplete passes after opening up the game with a completion. That's the 3rd-year starter, obviously a senior. He wants to go a little bit farther. He's yet to see the playoffs. He's counting right now because he wants to make sure he has 11 guys as he drops back in punt formation. 7 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the first quarter. Clovis leads 6-0. Kick goes to the 45. Up to about the 50. Returning the kick is Matt White. That is a 27-yard kick by Steve Newman. As the Clovis band is here in mass quantities. Speaking of the bands, we talked a little bit before the game. They had a Golden State band final last week over at LaMonica Stadium. Hey, the Clovis Cougars finished 3rd. The Hoover Patriot band that's here, they finished 2nd. What do you think finished 1st, Barry?
Clovis West.
What a guess.
But bar none, the teams with the 2 best-looking band uniforms are here tonight. Clovis and Hoover, both with great-looking band uniforms. I was coming into the ballgame tonight here to Ratcliffe Stadium, and I was behind the Clovis High School band. When they bring their band somewhere, they pile them all in a semi-truck, big old 18-wheeler.
Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that's some serious stuff.
1st and 10 for the Cougars. They take it over right at midfield. Great field position. Danny Taylor, lone setback. Look at Danny Taylor get to the outside to the 40. He's to the 30. Taylor's down to the 20. Taylor's going to get a 2nd touchdown of the game as he high steps it into the end zone. This Clovis Cougar offense is looking like a machine early on.
They run the off-tackle play that time, Tom, right over the right side, right over Chad Mast. And he just, totally took his man out of the play, opened up a huge hole over the right side. Danny Taylor pretty much went untouched into the end zone. If we have a replay, watch the right tackle, Chad Mast. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but you can see the wide open hole. And look at Mast and Adair just both blowing their men 5, 6, 7 yards off the ball. When your offensive linemen are able to do that, things like this happen. Touchdown, Danny Taylor.
50-yard touchdown run by Danny Taylor. Cougars will go for 2 as the extra point on the first score was no good. Lone setback again is Taylor. He's going to give it another shot. Danny Taylor leaning, lunging. Did they give it to him?
Nope.
No. He was just a touch short.
Looked like his momentum took him right there, but he didn't get in. They tried to run that counter play to get the 2-point conversion, just comes up a little short, but just like that, Clovis has struck twice very quickly, and they're up 12-0.
6:43. We haven't got halfway through this first
No, we
quarter.
haven't, and I'm sure Coach Pat Plummer, as you see the replay of that extra point, close, just couldn't get it in, but I'm sure Coach Pat Plummer, that was one of his biggest concerns, is he did not want to fall behind early, but here they've gone and done it. Less than half a quarter played, and the Patriots already down by 12 points.
12-0. Boy, the Patriots, who haven't been in the playoffs since 1988, had high hopes coming in, obviously. 5-game winning streak. Thought they had a realistic chance to get this one going. They still got a chance. I'm not ruling them out. We're only halfway through the first quarter.
Not at all. They can score.
You see Pat Plummer? Well, you tell you he's not going to rule it out. There is one intense, animated individual. If this game stays tight, you can expect Coach Plummer. You're going to see some very candid shots of that gentleman.
That's true.
Phelps will kick it off from the 40. Again, a low line drive kick. Going to come down at about the 15, up to the 25, over the 30 to about the 33.
Very important for Hoover right now to get some sort of drive established. They have yet to drive at all in this Clovis defense. They have the ball at their own 33-yard line where they're going to start this drive. They have to get a drive going, have to eat some time off the clock, and march the ball down the field and try to get some points out of it. They can't go another 3 and out on this series.
1st and 10 from the 32. Newman brings him up with I formation. Dwayne Ferguson is the I-back, second leading rusher in the Valley, but Bobby Majors is going to get this one, and he's just going to get stacked up, and he's going to get nothing. He may even lose a yard.
We talked about at the beginning of the show the way Mike Hawks is able to dominate an offensive line. In that play, they try to send 2 guys on him. He lined up right over the guard. They try to block him with the guard and the center. He just fought off both of those guys. He's in the backfield. He's cat quick, great feet, and he just wraps up Majors for a loss.
How's that for a scoring drive? 2 plays, 50 yards. It took Danny Taylor about 30 seconds to get to the end zone. Touchdown number 14 on the year. Pass play comes up over the 35 to about the 39. Larry Rupsich, the receiver, the leading receptor coming into the game for the Hoover Patriots. 23 catches coming in. That gives him 24.
Watch on the replay here. They set up that middle screen to Larry Rupsich is in the slot formation. Been a real effective play for Hoover this season. They try to run in their last possession. Newman overthrow him. That time they pick up about 7 yards on that play. A good play, nice safe pass play with the middle screen.
The key 3rd and 3 to keep this drive going for the Patriots. Newman run the option to the outside. Ferguson has the first down. Let's see how much more to the 50. Ferguson down the left sideline. Ferguson gets tripped up and knocked out of bounds right about, let's see what they're going to spot. I'm going to give him about the 30, about the 35.
Just stepped out of bounds. And there we saw, Tom, the quickness of Dwayne Ferguson, the fastest man on the field tonight. Newman takes the ball on the 3rd and 3, comes down to the wide side of the field, running the option, pitches it to Ferguson, and he is around the corner real quick, outruns the Clovis pursuit, and if he wouldn't have stepped out of bounds, he would have gone all the way for the touchdown. But a big play, something that Hoover needed.
5 minutes and 7 seconds left in the first quarter. Newman will throw on 1st and 10. Outside it goes to Brandt. Sidesteps one man. Gets taken on at about the 33. He's going to pick up about 2 or 3. Want to get back to Dwayne Ferguson. You know that young man has asthma? You know he's allergic. He has allergies. You know what he's allergic to?
Grass.
Can you believe that? I was joking with him during the week. I said, boy, you better get recruited by some school with turf. He said what happens is if he gets a mouthful of grass or a face full of grass, he just starts wheezing a little bit. He's got to come off for a play or 2. He gets his inhaler. He's fine. He goes back out.
That's amazing. It shows you the fortitude of some of these young men just to have the chance to play football.
Here's Ferguson, wheezing and all. No wheezing here as he gets the first down. The only wheezing was as he went by the Clovis Cougars. As now the Patriots are in business. They get inside the Cougar 25 to about the 21.
Another key for that option to be successful is your wide receivers, and your tight end has to block. Watching the replay here, you can see the wide receiver. They're blocking downfield. They're holding up the Clovis defensive secondary, not allowing them to come up and put the pressure on that option play. And so far, the 2 times they've run to the wide side of the field has been real effective for them.
1st and 10 for the Patriots from the Cougar 21. 4:17 first quarter. 12-0 Cougars lead. Little skip pass intended for Larry Rupsich, incomplete. Larry Rupsich, his father, Mike Rupsich, longtime assistant baseball coach to Bob Bennett out of Fresno State University.
Larry's also an outstanding shortstop for the Hoover baseball team. But I'm sure baseball's not on his mind at this point. He's still thinking about football and getting the Patriots into the playoffs.
See number 66, Matt Fortier. When the Patriots run, they like to go right over that right side. 6'2", 275 pounds. Here they go to the right side because they're going to pitch it back to Ferguson. Boy, he got a great seal block to the 15, now to the 10, to the 5, and to the end zone for Dwayne Ferguson. Boy, did you catch a number on that seal block by the wide receiver?
That was a great job. I think that was Paul Brandt, number 81.
I think you're right.
Who
That was
come down on the seal block, and I just talked about it the play before how important it is. Barry Switzer, the coach at Oklahoma, used to say he didn't recruit wide receivers that could catch. He recruited wide receivers that can block. And when you're running the option, that's what you need to do. Your wide receivers have to block. A great seal block by Paul Brandt that time allows Ferguson to carry it into the end zone for the touchdown, and Hoover strikes back real quick.
The hooded Dwayne Ferguson. Now it's 12-6. Hey, we almost counted the Patriots out early. Forget it. 4:05 to go in the first quarter.
No way. They did a great job of coming back, marching the ball all the way down the field, primarily with that option play.
James Gallardo for the extra point, and we finally have one that goes through.
He really put a leg in that one. He almost kicked the scoreboard. That would have been good for about 45.
James Gallardo. There's Dwayne Ferguson. Yeah, he's allergic to grass. He needs a little water. He's going to sit down and take a blow. Dwayne Ferguson, second leading rusher. He's behind the Gatorade jugs there. Power burst. Free plug.
What Clovis is trying to do on that option play is they're taking away Steve Newman's option to run the football. So Newman's coming down the line. He's had to quickly pitch the ball out to Ferguson, and Ferguson's been able to find that corner and turn it upfield. Clovis defensively, they're not real fast. They don't have great perimeter speed. They're tough up the middle, and if they can string it out, they do a great job, but they're not real quick. Hoover trying to exploit that fact and get the ball around the corner.
Hey, 12-7. 4:05 to go in the first quarter. Good football game on Continental Cable Vision. Tony Ramirez, see the guy at the top of your screen? They list that guy in the program at 5'7". I don't know if the camera can tell the truth, but that guy is 5'3" tops.
Yeah, he's not very big, but he proves the point that you don't have to be real big to play high school football. When you get into the college level, the professional level, you need some size. But at the high school level, you don't have to be real big. And Tony Ramirez does a great job of secondary coverage for Clovis, returns punts, returns kicks, just an all-around solid football player. And like you said, he's 5'3" on a good day.
Bobby Majors, the sophomore, will kick it off. Ramirez from 2 yards deep. And in high school football, when that ball goes into the end zone, that's all she wrote. They don't even give you a chance to run it out. Look, Ramirez holds up his arms as to say, what? Can I run it out? Tyler Thorpe says no. So the Cougars will start it out from the 20.
There you see Tony Ramirez. Watch him drop back. Nice kick by Robert Majors. They weren't expecting him to kick the ball that far. He has a real good leg. And those deep kickoffs, when you not allow a team to return it, that's a great job. Make them start throwing 20.
First and 10. 5-play, 68-yard drive. Took 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Dwayne Ferguson, his 13th touchdown of the year. 21 yards. Cougars from their own 20. First and 10. Fermisco bootleg. Being chased by Kunzinger. That's not even a race. As he gets up over the 35, out of bounds at about the 40. Boy, Scott Kunzinger chasing Derek Fermisco. You're going to get that same result 99 out of 100 times.
What Clovis did on that play, they pull the offside guard and tackle Chad Mast and Jason Adair, and they fake the counter to Danny Taylor, and then Fermisco keeps it and runs around the left side. In order for you to run that play, you have to have a lot of confidence in your offensive lineman. You can see Adair and Mast right there. They come upfield, bury a couple of the Hoover linebackers, allow Fermisco to turn it upfield. Your offensive linemen have to have great feet in order for you to let them get outside and lead up the play, and that's real effective, and Clovis has a lot of confidence in those two guys, both 2-year starters.
Gain of 20 as Fermisco goes back to pass on first and 10. He wants it all. He's looking for Morgan Burdick. Just overthrown. Just overthrown as Morgan Burdick had a couple of steps on Gerald Washington, the sophomore defensive back for the Hoover Patriots.
Fermisco shows a real strong arm through that one, about 55 yards on the fly. And
There's
Coach Pat Plummer lost his hat. His hat's going to take a beating tonight, I'm afraid.
He's just starting. He's just winding up.
He hasn't even got warmed up yet.
We'll give him a little time. As we're down to 3:47 of the first quarter. 12-7, Clovis Cougars lead. Fermisco brings him up on 2nd and 10 from his own 40. Lee Green in motion. Had 2 touchdowns last game against McLean. Up over the 45, about the 46. Nice little bump there. As Danny Taylor once again. That's going to bring up third down, about 3.5. Need to get right at midfield for the first time. Let's call it 3rd and 4. Danny Taylor, number 47. Cougars jumped out in front, 12-0. Patriots countered with a Dwayne Ferguson 21-yard touchdown run. We stand at 12-7. 3rd and 4. Here comes Green in motion. Look for the blitz. Baramisco on the delay to Taylor. First down to the 45. Knocked out of bounds at about the 42. Gerald Washington knocks him out. Danny Taylor gets the first down. This Clovis offense, Barry, they like to spread the wealth, share what's going on with these ball carriers.
They sure do. As you can see, the replay, the counter play to Danny Taylor. Great job on the left side of the offensive line on that, but that's exactly what they like to do, Thomas. They like to spread the field out as much as possible, use all 53 yards of the width of the field, and they're very effective at doing that. They like to spread it around, let everyone get involved in the offense, and it's real effective for them.
We haven't seen Roy Esquivel yet. 4 out of the last 5 games, Esquivel has gained over 100 yards, and he has yet to carry the football. As Faramesco on 1st and 10 throws it outside. He's got a completion inside the 30 down to about the 25. Jamie English.
That penalty is going to be a face mask, I believe. But there we saw it right there, Tom, the way they like to spread the field. Faramesco rolls out to the wide side of the field, throws it out to English, who's running an out pattern. Hits him right on the money. It's hard to defend that.
This will go against the Patriots as we're down to 2:48 first quarter. Cougars driving, going to get a little help from a penalty. Tyler Thorpe will make the call. See him indicate face mask against the Patriots. They're going to take the ball, down to the 11-yard line.
They tack on 15 from the spot of the foul in a situation like a face mask penalty like that. So it's a big play plus an additional 15 tacked on, and that kills you on defense.
Taylor and Waterman in the backfield. As a timeout is taken on the field by the Hoover Patriots with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Cougars leading it 12-7. We talked about in the pregame show, Barry, coming in, how it's the Hoover Patriots. They haven't even beat Clovis in 4 years. You've got to go back to 1988. Here's the standings in the North Yosemite League. See, Clovis was 8-0. They're going to the playoffs, no doubt about it. Clovis 7-1, Hoover 6-2. If Hoover wins tonight, both of them would be 7-2. Tiebreaker, obviously, head-to-head competition.
Sure.
Hoover moves on. Clovis, hey, they want to get back into those playoffs. They were 13-0 last year. Pat Plummer right there, he wants to prevent it. He wants to get back in those playoffs for the first time since 1988.
Yeah, you know that they want to beat Clovis. It's, they haven't beat him for a long time, and they want to do it. It's real important to the Hoover Patriots to try to beat these guys tonight. But it's easier said than done.
Last year they got within a point at 30-29. As Taylor on 1st and 10, he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. As a whole bunch of Hoover Patriots stack that baby up. Last year was 30-29 we talked about, to where Hoover almost pulled it out and almost put a big dent in that Clovis undefeated season.
Yeah, they really did. Clovis was very, very fortunate to win that game last year. And here they are back again this year playing for a playoff spot. These two teams, they match up pretty well. They're both big and physical. And it's showing out there tonight. There's some real violence occurring down there on the field.
You made the comment that there's not a lot of speed going on here. There's some speed. On 2nd and 11, Fairmisco will throw for it. Lee Green's got it down around the 2. Lee Green coming off his best game of the year against McLean, to where he had 5 receptions, 2 of them for touchdowns.
Very sure-handed, runs the drag pattern across the middle. Fairmisco throws a nice strike to Lee Green, and he picks up a first down for Clovis. As you see the replay, Fairmisco, the play action, 5-step drop, puts it right on the money to Lee Green.
And he's going to be short of the first down. Or no, wait a minute. Let me look at the far markers. Yeah, he's going to be short.
Right. 3rd and 1.
He's going to be 3rd and about 1. In the backfield, Bryce Waterman and Danny Taylor is the I-back. And this is going to be Waterman, and this is going to be close.
Yeah, they're going to need a generous spot.
This is going to be close. You needed to get to about the 1.5. Let's see where they unstack and mark that. Well, that is close. That's right about the 1.5 right there.
They're going to have to call in the chains for that one.
We're down to 56 seconds of the first quarter. It's 12-7. The Clovis Cougars leading, and we'll have a small break. And
I'd like to make a prediction right here, but after going 0 for 3 last week, my confidence is a little bit shaken.
Prognostication is not your forte, huh? That's all right. We'll let the chain solve this issue hands down. Here we go.
A little short.
Oh, boy. Oh, get a credit card out to check that one, huh? When they hold up 2 fingers to let you know, look at him. Yeah, there you go. Just a little short, right? 4th down.
I don't see any field goal team running in, so Coach Simon is holding true to his word. They like 6 points, not 3.
I would suspect Clovis is going to run right over big number 77, Chad Mast. At 6'3", 295 pounds. You can almost bet what little you own of the farm. Chad Mast is anchored on that right side of the Clovis. See him right there, 77? He's right next to the center. Paramisco on 4th and about 3 inches. Danny Taylor dives.
He's going to get the first down, but short of the touchdown. You call there, Tom, right over the right side of that line.
Hey, when you've got a force and a condo like that sitting down there, you've got to use them.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Those guys, those offensive linemen are big and they're strong and they have good feet. And watch the surge right here. They pull the offside guard up to the hole. He gets a nice block and they pick up the first down. Now they're going to have 4 more cracks from inside the 1.
Taylor's not going to have another shot at a touchdown. He's going to sit out and take a blow. Coming in, Roy Esquivel, the man, he's the I-back. The gentleman we said that we had not seen. Esquivel, you can tell he's got a nice clean uni. Paramisco to Esquivel. Esquivel gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Roy Esquivel, touchdown number 10 on the year for the junior running back. What a load, 6'2", 210 pounds. Actually 6 feet, 210 pounds.
Yeah, he even looks bigger than that in his uniform. He's a big boy.
10 seconds left in the first quarter as the Cougar marching band strikes up the old touchdown song as it's 18-7.
Yeah, they've been unstoppable so far.
Josh Phelps for the PAT. Phelps has got this one, okay. 19-7. Clovis goes into the lead.
Here we're going to have a replay of the touchdown. Watch the offensive line. Watch the left guard right there. He'll pull out into the hole. No, he doesn't. That was the play before. Just a straight dive play to tailback Esquivel and a big hole over the right side, and he picks up the touchdown.
Well, the man you saw move was 71, Corey Armstrong, 6'2", 230, trying to carve open the way for Esquivel.
Right.
But when they get down that close, I mean, they showed that they had 4th down and about 3-4 inches. As you get a look at Tim Simons, 17th year with the Clovis Cougars. Boy, what a job he's done with this Clovis Cougar football program.
Yeah, he really does. He has them ready to play week in and week out, and he's a great coach, and he's got a great coaching staff, which he has a lot of confidence in, and they've been with him a long time, and they have a great program going.
Aaron Olmus, number 23, Dwayne Ferguson, number 1, awaiting the kick of Josh Phelps. Phelps again, a little low line drive kick. Olmus going to take it at the 18. 25, 30, upfield 35, 40. Oh, missed the midfield. He's got to beat the kicker Phelps. He does. Can he make it to the end zone, to the 20? Look at Olmus into the end zone for his second kickoff return for a touchdown on the year.
Wow, that's a great job. He broke the opening kickoff, and then he comes back and breaks another one. And Hoover's right back in this football game again. Boy, what a great first quarter. High scoring.
83-yard kickoff return for Aaron Olmus. He had a 90-yarder against Edison a couple of games ago. He counters. Broken finger and all. Aaron Olmus gets a big hug. Well deserved, Mr. Olmus. There's Pat Plummer talking to him. What do you think he's saying?
He's saying, probably good job, son. You're keeping us in this game, you know. They haven't been able to do anything defensively, but here they come back in their offense. Their special teams come back and score 2 good touchdowns for the Patriots, and Clovis is trying to put them away, but Hoover won't go. They will not go away.
Hey, we're at the end of the first quarter. We'll do this extra point, and we're going to catch our breath.
Yeah, we need it. This has been a wild one so far.
Hey, kick is up and good. Boy, what a first quarter of football. Who would have thunk it? The immortal words of Dizzy Dean. We have 33 points at the end of 1 quarter. Stay with us, huh?
Here's one time it doesn't matter who your neighbor is. here's the other. Life's too short. Stop the hate.
Hey, let the fireworks continue, huh? Ratcliffe Stadium, the Clovis Cougars and the Hoover Patriots fighting for a playoff spot. The winner moves on to the first round next week. The loser, some of these gentlemen will go on and play basketball. Some of these gentlemen will just put the pads away and hope next year, 1993, treats them a little bit better. As we get a look at the receivers for Clovis, Bobby Majors, he gets into it. Good, strong kick by Majors. Ramirez at the 5. 15, 20, right up the middle. Tony Ramirez to about the 26. Special teams play by Gerald Washington.
Good job by Washington. It looked like there was going to be a big seam up the middle, but Washington came in, closed it quickly, wrapped up Ramirez.
So the Clovis Cougars, after an 83-yard kickoff return just prior to the break by Aaron Olmus, he's the big play man. As Derek Faramisco breaks huddle and takes his team to the line of scrimmage, Pat Plummer, words of encouragement for his defense. Defense, what's that? It's 19-14 at the end of one quarter. There's a little defense, huh? No game. 2nd and 10. Danny Taylor, the ball carrier. Danny Taylor, 5'10", 185-pound senior.
That time they tried to run that counter play that was very effective for him the first quarter. Hoover does a good job, backside pressure, wrapping up Taylor for no gain on that play.
We're just 40 seconds into the second quarter. On 2nd down and 10, Cougars work from their own 27. Single setback, Esquivel. Faramisco throws, incomplete. Intended for Morgan Burdick, who puts a fist to the turf thinking he should have had it. Look at Faramisco, talks to him and says, "Do you have it?" Well, look, I don't know.
Of course, the quarterback thinks everything thrown in the general vicinity should be caught.
First quarter stats. 42-23 passing, Clovis. 84-41, Clovis rushing. Hey, 126-84 total offense. Look at the first downs. 7 first downs for Clovis, 4 for Hoover.
Yeah, we're on a big pace here.
Yeah. 3rd down and 10 after the incomplete. Lee Green, motion man. Faramisco play action fake, tucks it on his hip. Got a man wide open and Green at the 33. Jukes his way up to the 36, maybe the 37. He needed the 37 for the first down. Oh boy, they just set that ball back. The official came up and got it and moved it back about a half a yard. And that could be the difference between a first down or not. Wow. Clock stopped at 10:49 of the second quarter.
That's going to be another close one. They throw to Lee Green, their possession receiver. Very close to a first down, depending on the spot here. It'd be big for Hoover if they come up short here and make Clovis punt it away. Give them a little confidence.
Be the first defensive stand in some time. Boy, they're short by it. Whoa, I don't have to tell you. Wow,
like
what a position. I was going to say, what a position to be in. 4th and about a half a foot from your own 37. That warrants Roy Esquivel to punt.
That's too early in the ballgame to be gambling in your own territory.
Plus, Clovis is leading by 5.
Sure, they are leading, and they've already given Hoover a touchdown on that kick return, something that you never anticipate. No sense here in trying to grab out first down, even though more than not you're successful with it. If they weren't to be successful in this situation, it could really change the momentum.
Roy Esquivel, he's going to punt it away to Aaron Olmus. Already has an 83-yard kickoff return. Think they're going to kick it to Olmus? High snap. Good thing Esquivel's 6 feet. Almost blocked.
Almost. Nice
Good kick. Olmus takes it at the 25. It hits him. It's loose. This is Clovis football. This is Clovis football. Oh, boy.
A little indecision there by Olmos. He wasn't sure whether he wanted to come up and field that one or let it bounce. He kind of went in between, and it bounced off his shoulder pads, and Clovis is right there with that nice kick by Esquivel. The coverage was there, and Clovis gets a big turnover there. Watch on the replay. A nice kick. Almost put his hand up for a fair catch, and then kind of backed away from it. It bounces up and hits him, and the good coverage.
If he's not going to catch it, he has to get out of the way. He has to get out of the way. That's 19-14 score. Clovis leading right now. 10 minutes and 20 seconds. And the Cougars, boy, get a big gift. Get a big gift as they have it 1st and 10 from the Patriot 24. Waterman dragging people to the 15-yard line. Bryce Waterman.
A quick dive play to Bryce Waterman. He really asserted himself, especially when we carried a Clovis High against Sanger a few weeks ago. He had a big game. Watch on the replay, just a quick dive to the fullback Waterman. Big hole opened up by that offensive line, and he drags a couple of Hoover Patriots on his back and picks up about 9 yards on that play.
Cougars lead by 5, 19-14. Looking at a 2nd down and 1. Up against that 4-man front of the Hoover Patriots. Danny Taylor outside, 1st down, no problem. Touchdown, let's see. No. Darren Garza rides him out of bounds at about the 6. There's Danny Taylor. Already has 1 touchdown. 1 or 2?
He has 2.
He has 2. Gives him 14 on the year. Touchdown Taylor. We have just nicknamed him.
We already did it a couple weeks ago.
Did you? I wasn't here.
A little late, Tom.
You got to tell me these things.
But you're right. You're right on the money.
When I make my cameos, you guys got to fill me in.
He has that instinct for the goal line.
I guess it was so obvious I figured somebody would have had to have said it. On 1st down and goal from the 6. Ferramisco himself. Penalty flag goes down as Ferramisco goes into the end zone. Came from the referee Tyler Thorpe, and as one might guess, when the referee throws the penalty flag, it's holding. So the Cougars, instead of 1st and goal from the 6, are going to have it 1st and goal from the 16.
Yeah, that's a big penalty right there. A nice break for the Hoover after
Holding
fumbling
on the
that
offense,
punt.
10 yards from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
9:22 to go in the 1st half. 19-14. What a fun game, huh?
Oh, it's been great. I always love to see the offensive shows, and this game's definitely been that so far.
1st down and goal. Put it back to the 19. Spread 3 wide receivers out. Tight end set strong to the right side. Ferramisco, short drop back. Green has it, drops it. Yeah, that's right, Lee. Ooh. Lee a little upset after that one.
Clovis comes out in that spread offense. Ferramisco just takes a 3-step drop, throws it to Lee Green in the flat. The usually sure-handed Lee Green hits him right in the chest and rolls away. I'm sure he won't drop the next one thrown to him, though.
Lee Green came into the game leading receptor with 29. He has 1 today to make it 30. But now the Cougars are looking at 2nd down and goal from about, let's call it the 20. It's about the 19.5. We'll call it the 20. Ferramisco, play action. Looking over to the left side. Lee Green has this one at the 5, and Lee Green struggles his way. Yes, touchdown. Boy, you say he's normally a sure-handed receiver. How about a little payback, a little makeup for Mr. Lee Green right there. Touchdown number 7 on the year.
Drops one the pass before. Ferramisco has the confidence to go right back to him. He runs the hook pattern inside, catches it, finds an open room, and squirts into the end zone for a touchdown. And just like that, Clovis strikes right back for another 6.
25-14. We're just 3 minutes into the 2nd quarter, folks. Phelps with the extra point. That's up and good. 26-14. Lee Green, a 20-yard touchdown reception from Derek Ferramisco. As now as the kickoff's going to be coming up. That was an event the last time. The last time the Clovis Cougars kicked off, Aaron almost went back, took it at the 17, didn't stop running until he found the end zone.
Yeah, he also, returned the opening kickoff some 50 yards, so Clovis is going to have to try to do something different. I think they've been intentionally kicking the ball away from Ferguson, who's lined up on the left side. This time they might kick it at Ferguson and away from Aaron Olmos.
You saw number 7, Steve Newman, loosening up in the middle of your screen. That's the 3rd-year starter for the Hoover Patriots. It's going to have to keep this offense rolling. Actually, the offense only has 1 touchdown. Special teams has another.
Right.
As the Patriots trail 26-14 at Ratcliffe Stadium. You see the Clovis section. That's on the far side of the field. The majority of that is the band. You can kind of see him. There's Olmos. Closest to you. Dwayne Ferguson. That's 12 touchdowns on the year, but that's coming when the offense is on the field. Phelps gets into it. Low kick. Hits it at about the 30, and it's fallen on back around the 23. On that football is Brandon Kent for the Patriots, as the Hoover offense will make its way out onto the field to keep this thing moving. A good look at Ratcliffe Stadium. Been here since 1926 on the campus of Fresno City College. There's the Hoover faithful.
Those kids, the student section, they've been standing the whole first half.
It is cold. On 1st and 10, play comes up to about the 30. Bobby Majors with the football. Scoring drive for the Clovis Cougars. 5 plays, 24 yards. Took a minute 43. Lee Green, a 20-yard touchdown pass from Derek Faramisco. That is his 7th touchdown recep on the year. And that is the 11th touchdown pass for Derek Faramisco. 2nd out and 4. Steve Newman wants it all. Aaron Olmus can get it down around the 39. Good coverage in by Tony Ramirez. Aaron Olmus is the big play man. Look at Aaron Olmus if you have a chance. When he was walking back, he has that cast on his left hand, I believe. That's Steve Newman. There's Aaron. See, right there on his right hand. He broke his finger earlier in the year. Just recently had the pins taken out of it. But he has to play with a cast. Talk about fortitude. We're talking about Mike Hawks and a couple of others. Pitch back to Ferguson. On 3rd down, he's not going to get close to the 1st down. He's not going to get close. He needed to get to the 35.
That time the Clovis secondary does a much better job of penetrating up, not allowing Dwayne Ferguson to turn the ball upfield on that pitch play, and Hoover's going to have to punt it away.
8 minutes and 5 seconds and counting in the first half. 26-14 in a scoring barrage from Ratcliffe. Cougars leading. And Steve Newman will stay in the game to punt for the Patriots. Patriots 5-game winning streak. Cougars 6-game winning streak. Awaiting the snap of Sibilian, a little bit high. Nice spiral kick. White will take it, drop it at the 30. Falls on it at the 29. Boy, penalty flag sitting down at about the 43. That's a nice kick of 20, 30, 42 yards by Newman. Boy, Matt White, like Aaron Olmus almost gave the ball to the Cougars on the last time. Matt White almost does it right here. Look. Whoa, got it.
That's the difference in the game. Hoover drops theirs, Clovis recovers. Clovis drops theirs, they recover their own. That's the breaks of the game.
Oh, but a face masking penalty has been called against Clovis. Generally, one would think a face mask would be called against the tackling team, but this time it goes against Clovis. Now here's the thing. If this penalty is called, if they've called the face mask prior to possession of Clovis,
I think they did.
Patriots are going to get a break and perhaps a 1st down. Tyler Thorpe should tell us the story.
Face mask during a kick, 15 yards against White. 1st down.
Enough said.
Indicates during the kick, and that means 15 yards for Hoover, and they get a break right there, and they get a new set of downs and 15 yards.
Bring the offense back out onto the field as Bobby Majors getting a little repair work on his right ankle. Check and see how he's doing. Anybody home? No. Sophomore Bobby Majors. Dwayne Ferguson. Ooh. On 1st and 10, he gets up to the 30. He gets clocked by Scott Tafoya.
Tafoya is a very solid football player. Defensive captain for Clovis. Comes up that time and just puts a hammer on the running back.
5'9", 200-pound senior Scott Tafoya. All North Yosemite League player from last year. No gain. 2nd down and 10. Patriots work from their own 45. 3 wide receivers, not 2. One of them went off the field. That was Paul Brandt. Throw to the outside. Look for him to throw deep. That's Rupsich. He's got almost at the 35. Cuts into the 30. He's to the 20. and he rolled down at about the 16. Larry Rubsich. That's a play we saw him work on during practice, and it's also a play that they got beat by Sanger on earlier in the year.
The old double pass play, throw it out to Larry Rubsich, who throws it out to Aaron, almost picks up 40 yards.
Larry Rubsich is the backup quarterback. So the Patriots trailing 26-14, knocking on the door again. Dwayne Ferguson, he's trying to get outside. Can't do it. Can't do it. Good pursuit coming in for Clovis.
Darren Van Dorn, strong safety, comes up, doesn't allow Ferguson to square shoulders upfield. Nice play by strong safety Darren Van Dorn, also a returning starter from last year's team. An outstanding safety man for Clovis.
We tick down to 6 minutes left in the first half. Remember, the winner moves on to the playoffs. The loser, their season is done. Over 1,200 yards on the season for Dwayne Ferguson. As Newman will throw. Has he got him? Yes. Down around the 3. Larry Rubsich. Boy, has he been an integral part of this drive, passing and catching.
That's a good job by the third-year starting quarterback, Steve Newman. He drops back to pass. The whole time he's looking towards the left side. Right before he throws the ball, he turns and faces Rubsich and fires a strike right in. Keeps the secondary off Rubsich's back. Allows him to fire it in for the first down. Nice play by the quarterback, Steve Newman.
Newman breaks huddle with a first down, goal to goal from the 3. Option, Newman turns it up. Touchdown. Steve Newman. Touchdown number 7 on the year. As the Patriots
strike right back.
You bet. 26-20 pending the extra point.
Watch on the replay here. Quarterback Steve Newman. Option, just keeps the ball, turns it upfield, squirms into the end zone for a touchdown. Hoover strikes right back after giving another touchdown and remains only 1 touchdown behind. Nice play by the Patriots. Nice drive.
Newman's got a touchdown. Ferguson's got a touchdown. Olmus has got a touchdown. Coming into this game, Hoover had 26 touchdowns on the year. 20 of them had been scored by Newman and Ferguson. As the extra point is good to make it 26-21. To finish the thought, they have 3 touchdowns today, which gives them 29 on the year. 22 of those 29 have been scored by Dwayne Ferguson and Steve Newman.
That's right. That's pretty good statistics there, and it's good that Hoover's almost got a touchdown tonight. Try to spread it out the wealth as much as possible. Not allow that Clovis defense to key on just those 2 guys. Make them key on 4 or 5 guys. It makes a team a lot harder to stop. And Hoover done a great job tonight on offense. A couple of nice drives, and they just continue to fight back. Once they're falling behind by 2 scores, they keep coming back, and that's a good sign for the Hoover Patriots. They're staying in this game and sticking around.
Tony Ramirez and Matt White await the kick of one Bobby Majors. 5:28 to go in the first half. Majors strong legs it down to about the 4. Ramirez, all 5'3" of them, right up the middle to the 24, and he trips and falls over the 24. He was looking at about 10 more yards had he kept his feet.
Yeah, seems like there's a big seam there, and then all of a sudden it just shuts down. Good job by the Hoover kick team.
It's Nick Minus down for the Clovis Cougars. Hoover Patriot trainer and tending. 5:23 to go in the first half, 26-21. Clovis leads. Take a look at the Hoover Patriots scoring drive. 4 plays, 55 yards. It took 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Steve Newman optioned it in from 2 yards out. Key play on that drive was that trick play.
Right, the double pass. Reps to almost, and Coach Plummer not afraid to pull out one out of the bag of tricks, and that time was a big one.
Hey, if you have a bag of tricks,
use them.
You bet. This could be the last game of the season for either squad. Nothing should be taken for granted.
No, you're not. We're up here in the press box. looking down below us, you probably have every single coach from the Central Valley out here tonight, scouting, doing advanced scouting reports. Got Hanford coaches, Redwood coaches, coaches from all over the valley doing the scouting here on a Thursday night. All the coaches are out on Thursday night games. See Coach Blankenship from Clovis West here, and you know, Hoover, they can't keep anything a secret. Anything that they have to use to try to win this game tonight. And they might be giving the other coaches from other teams little hints into their bag of tricks, but it doesn't matter. You got to win this one.
Exactly. I'm sure that's something Coach Plummer can live with. As the Cougars come out offensively, first down 10 from their own 25. Ferramisco with an offset I formation. Waterman up to about the 30. That's going to get him about 5. Make it 2nd down and 5. Nice gain on first down as we're under 5 minutes in the first half.
He was tripped up at the line of scrimmage as the momentum carried for about 5 yards. It's a good thing he wasn't tripped up because he was pretty much behind everyone. He could have turned that into a big one.
That Coach Plummer diagram of the offense, yeah. Looks like Coach Plummer. If I get him to lean up just a touch, look at you go here, right? That's Coach Plummer, yeah. Lefty wants him right over the center. Looks like a little tailback screen. Look for that. Look maybe a center screen, I bet, going on right there.
Maybe they see something up in the press box that they like and come back to it next series.
Let's make a mental note of that as the Cougars get big yards up over the 45 to the 50. Rolling out of bounds into Patriot territory for Clovis is Ryan Thompson. Heading back to the huddle after a nice game.
Ryan Thompson, not someone that we've seen carry the ball a lot this year for the Cougars. That time he takes the ball over the right side, picks up a nice first down. Nice play on the quick pullback dive.
Has 121 yards on the season, that's all.
That's not much coming into the 10th game, but you see good quickness there. Finds the corner, runs outside, a nice first down pickup for the Cougars.
Aaron Olmus making the tackle. As Clovis right into Patriot territory from the 49. Ferramisco on 1st and 10. Good pass over the middle. Penalty flag goes down as it gets down to around the 30. Jamie English with the recept.
Not sure what that call is. Came from the near side. We got our call from our referee.
Illegal man downfield against Clovis. So that was a nice gain of 15. It's going to come back. Penalties and turnovers has been the key, because remember, Hoover on their last scoring drive, that would not have happened. Here's Tyler Thorpe.
Downfield on the offense, 5 yards, replay, first down.
Go back to the thought, is Hoover's scoring drive was kept alive on a defensive face mask penalty on a punt.
That's right. That's very unusual, but they got a break right there, but Clovis also got a break when Hoover fumbled the punt. So the break's pretty even so far in this game, and scoreboard's pretty even too, with the Patriots only being down by 5.
Saw that logo on the Patriots helmet. Same one as the New England Patriots wear.
God, I'm sure they're not real proud of that.
I'm sure Hoover could give New England a run at this juncture.
Boy, I wouldn't doubt it. New England is pretty bad.
Ferramisco looking at 1st and 16. Play action fake. Looking over the middle, intercepted. Sibilian's got it. To the 40, down to the 35, Sibilian to the 20. What gets Sibilian go for a touchdown?
Wow, that is a big play. What a great play by linebacker Greg Sibilian. He's reading that play. He's guarding the tight end across the middle all the way, staying one step behind him. Ferramisco didn't see him, throws the ball into coverage. Sibilian steps right in front of the receiver, picks it off, and races down the sidelines. And Hoover comes up big with another big play. And just like that, they're right in the lead.
Let the celebration commence as you see Hoover has gone into the lead 27-26 on a 55-yard interception return for a touchdown by Greg Sibilian. Yes, he is a senior. 5'11", 195-pounder. He does not want his season to end. He's going to come out and take a blow. That's a lot of running for Sibilian.
That is just an outstanding play by Greg Sibilian, the linebacker. Just reads it perfectly, steps right up there and takes it away and outruns everyone for a touchdown.
What a football game. Bobby Majors makes it 28-26. You know, I tell you, Barry, the Hoover offense isn't exactly lighting it up. But Greg Sibilian with 55-yard touchdown interception, Aaron Olmus at 87-yard kickoff return. So the special teams and the defense.
Yeah, it's big. You score whatever way you can, and Hoover is coming up big defensively. Watch the replay here.
Civilian just staying right on his man, right behind him. There's the throw, right to him. He steps up and just takes it. Now it's a foot race. You see Ferramisco tries to take him out right there, try to hit him a little hard. Probably upset at himself for throwing that interception, tries to blast him out of bounds on the sidelines, missed him altogether. Civilian carries it in for the touchdown.
Ferramisco, I don't think he even saw him.
No, I don't think he did either, and that's great linebacker play, staying right on the hip of the receiver. As soon as the quarterback throws the ball, you step up and try to pick it off, and Civilian textbook linebacker coverage right there.
That was the man of the hour, right there taking up your screen. He just took up 55 yards to put Hoover into the lead 28-26.
They have to have all kinds of confidence right now, Tom. They fell behind early, they come back, scratching their way back, climbing their way back, and now all of a sudden, with 3 minutes, 33 seconds remaining, they're in front.
Look at this, Hoover on an onside kick. I know that was an onside kick, and I think the Patriots have got it.
I think they do too, but the question is, did they do that on purpose?
Yes, I'm gonna say yes, because Bobby Majors just at the last second kicked that ball to the left. Penalty flag goes down.
A little extracurricular activity there between Tony Ramirez.
Coming up at the bottom of the pile with the football is Josh Paduska for Clovis. I have not seen any indication.
There it is.
There it is. Clovis has it.
I don't know about that one. I thought Hoover might have got that one. And then they get a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty tacked onto that one. Down there, Tony Ramirez was tangling up with Mike Duarte, number 36 for the Patriots. Duarte gets tagged for the penalty, even though he was just one of a member of two guys who are getting after each other.
I was reading the lips of Pat Plummer, and he goes, "That's our ball." As he was signaling, he says, "That's our ball." See if he's... Here's Larry Rupsich talking with Tyler Thorpe.
Good ball. Unsportsmanlike foul on green, 15 yards. First down.
You know, as an official, that's a real tough call to make, to just signal one guy for 15 yards in that situation. There was two guys getting after it. They both should have got a penalty, or it should have been overlooked. It's a real tough call to make that in that situation.
In a game where the intensity is at an extremely high level, I think if you're going to call it both ways. If you don't call anything unless it's absolutely flagrant.
That's a good point.
It's first down and 10 for Clovis from their own 40. Boy, what a transition that was. Ferramisco on first and 10. He has the first down and plenty more as he gets down to about the 23.
You know, I don't know if they did that onside kick on purpose or not. I think they might have. They had the Clovis front line of their kickoff receiving team backpedaling. They kicked it right at their legs, got a nice bounce back. It looked like they should have had it.
There's a scoring drive. 10 seconds. Greg Civilian. That's Pat Plummer in his 8th year. He's been to the playoffs one time. Boy, it's his Patriots lead 28-26. Cougars, here's Esquivel to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Roy Esquivel. Jeez. This is unbelievable, my friends. Look at that scoreboard. Whoever's operating the CG down there is getting a workout, 32-28.
Just like that, Clovis comes back 2 plays, 50 yards, or 40 yards, excuse me, and they're right back up on the touchdown. Watch the touchdown here. Roy Esquivel, just the counter play right there. They see the off-guard tackle kick him out. Esquivel, no one really wraps him up, carries it into the end zone for a touchdown, and Clovis strikes right back.
Esquivel's second touchdown of the game, number 11 on the season. We still have 2 minutes and 59 seconds left, which is probably good for about 20 more points.
The way this one's going.
Clovis is up 32-28. In your wildest thoughts, Barry, would you have thought it would be 32-28 in the first half?
Absolutely not. If anything, I was expecting a low-scoring game, but boy, we haven't got that. 32-28 with still 3 minutes remaining in the second quarter is just unreal. Just an offensive display.
We still have the kickoff to come.
Yeah, that could be returned. Who knows what can happen before this first half ends.
Aaron Olmos has only done it once. Has already done it once, 87 yards. He did it once a couple of weeks ago. We returned it for 90. But we're looking at Derek Ferramisco right now as a timeout has been taken on the field. Right there in the center of your screen with the white hat is 17th year head coach Tim Simons, whose son Scott Simons coaches on the junior varsity level. He's not even thinking about that. He's got his hands full here tonight. The Cougars will go for 2. Ferramisco flushed out of the pocket. He's got one man to beat Sibilian, and he doesn't get it. Sibilian, I think it was Scott Kunzinger. No, that was Sibilian, yeah. 35 right there. Sibilian made that tackle to prevent the 2-point conversion.
That's a good job of stopping him short of the end zone.
So at 2:59 left in the first half, it's 32-28.
Watching the replay, Ferramisco tried to throw it to Morgan Burdick. It wasn't open. Tries to turn it upfield. Good job by the Hoover D of keeping him out of there.
Alfredo Mata, give him a nice assist also, number 45 for the Hoover Patriots. Because I think if Ferramisco, I think he could have leaned into the end zone and got that 2 points had Alfredo Mata not been there to finish it off.
Took away his forward momentum.
So that keeps it a 4-point game. Greg Sibilian, a 55-yard interception for a touchdown. He just makes a fine defensive play to prevent a 2-point conversion. Now the trainer's having a look at him. Aaron Olmus, 23. Dwayne Ferguson, man top of your screen. Josh Phelps to kick it off. You have your principals. Olmus at the 15. 30. You hear the pads a-popping as he gets up to the 33.
Sure, this game, you know, it's been high scoring, but it hasn't been out without its moments. Both teams are just getting after each other. You mentioned earlier, Tom, intensity very, very high in this ball game. And these two teams are giving it everything they got. And like you said, the pads are a-pounding.
37-yard drive, 2 plays, 43 seconds. These guys look like twins.
Yeah, they got to be questioning how they can stop that Clovis offense. They've been great.
2:40 to go as Dwayne Ferguson comes over the left side, up over the 40. First down yardage to the 44. Dwayne Ferguson. He picks up 13. Stop the clock at 2:36. Patriots trail by 4. Here's a young man with 13 touchdowns on the year.
See on the replay, just tailback power to Ferguson. You see his explosiveness into the line of scrimmage, picks up a first down.
Boy, he shed Scott Tafoya like he was nothing right there.
Yeah, Ferguson's small, but he's very strong.
They said pound for pound, he is probably one of the strongest men on the Hoover Patriots team. And he shows it once again as he and Tafoya go head up one more time.
Yeah, Scott Tafoya, he might have thought that Ferguson got the best of him the last play. Tafoya's right back. Ferguson pretty much ran over Tony Ramirez, but Tafoya was right there to finish him off.
I mentioned earlier, Dwayne Ferguson, the young man has asthma and is allergic to grass of all things. Coming into the game, he had over 1,200 yards rushing. Second only to LaRon Cook. Here's Ferguson again. Ferguson to about the 46. He needs to get to the 45 for the first down. You see Tony Ramirez getting up right there, helping out on the stop. It's going to be about 3rd and less than a yard. See that gentleman right there next to head coach Pat Plummer with the headsets on? That's Kelvin Means, former All-American. He will signal in the plays to the Hoover Patriot offense. On 3rd down and less than a yard, he signals in a first down play to Rupsich. Rupsich inside the 35 to the 34. Larry Rupsich, leading receiver coming into this game.
They like to run that play. They like to fake the ball to the fullback, play action, and throw it out to either the wide receiver or the tight end. Clovis did a good job of covering the tight end, but Rupsich was open, and the defensive back had fallen down. It's a good thing that Tafoya was right there, or that could have been 6.
Haig Sagadesian, is that a Warrior right there or what? Minute and a half left in the first half. Patriots trail by 4, but hey, they're down to about the 25 now. Need to get to the 24 for a first down.
I believe that might have been their last time out of the first half, Tom. I believe they've used their first 2 earlier. As you can see, Coach Plummer going out to the field. They're marching right back down, try to get one more on the board, go back up before halftime.
Going to go into the huddle and see what he can concoct up at a second down, and it's about 1. Boy, what a great football game.
Yeah,
High school football, playoff implications. Winner goes to the playoff, loser, season's done.
Right, it's tough to beat a good high school football game, and you know, these kids aren't getting paid any money. They're not getting that much glory, but they're doing a great job tonight.
There's the bracket. This would be the NYL number 2 team, which is at the bottom of the bracket, and they would play the West Yosemite League number 1 team. which at this point we understand is Redwood High. And the NYL #1 team at the top of the bracket, that's Clovis West. They would play the West Yosemite League #2 team. Clovis wants back in there. Last year they won it all. 1991 section champs for the third time under Tim Simons.
I think their ultimate goal is to get another shot at Clovis West.
On 2nd down and 1, outside to Rupsich, incomplete. Good thing about that is the clock will stop at 1:19. But yes, in the back of these Clovis Cougars' minds is another shot at Clovis West, who beat the Cougars earlier 26-20. That was a game. Brad Martin went crazy. 4 touchdowns.
Great game for Martin in that game. And
speaking of Brad Martin, he's going to be playing. At time of taping, it would be tomorrow night, as Newman goes back to pass, and Rupsich was the intended receiver, but he and Newman were on different channels right there. Finish a thought on Brad Martin. He has missed the last 4 games with a bad knee.
Right, they're going to need him back in there. He's their leader, Brad Martin, outstanding junior quarterback for the Golden Eagles, and he's going to be back tomorrow night.
Well, the Patriots looking at 4th down and 1. 4th and 1 with 1:16 to go in the first half, trailing 32-28. That's the Patriots. Newman, oh boy, that's going to be close. I don't think he's got it.
That is awful close. Another really close spot here.
Let's see what they spotted. They spotted it about the 23.5. Yeah, you see they're going to stop and measure with 1:09.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they got it by about the length of a football, Tom. They got a pretty generous spot there.
We'll zoom in to get a good look at this one. One length of the football.
My confidence is returned.
So is your vision. As now the Patriots have it 1st and 10 from the 24. 1 minute and 9 seconds left. First half, 32-28. I formation. Dwayne Ferguson is the I-back. Bobby Majors the up man. Newman looking to the outside to Rupsich. He gets in a battle with Darren Van Doren for the football. Incomplete.
Rupsich does a good job there of just keeping Van Doren from intercepting that ball. Van Doren had a better chance to catch than Rupsich did. Rupsich turns into a defensive player and knocks the ball out of Van Doren's hand. Watch on the replay here. See the quarterback Newman drop back. He throws it. Darren Van Doren almost picks it off. You see Rupsich lean in there and rip it back away.
That was a nice defensive play by Rupsich. On 2nd and 10. Over the middle, intercepted. Van Doren's got this one. He doesn't know where to go. How about upfield to the 21? Darren Van Doren. As now the Clovis offense will huddle on the sidelines, and they're going to try to get it together to see what they can do with 52 seconds left in the first half. Leading by 4. Keep in mind they're at the 20, their own 20.
Yeah, they still have all their timeouts. 58 seconds left. I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility for them to drive in for another touchdown here.
Cougars quickly as the clock is moving at 38 seconds. Gramisco, they're going to run the clock out. Danny Taylor. Yeah, he did everything he could to stay in bounds. That should be the last play of the first half. Unless someone decides to take a timeout.
Yeah, they're just content to go into halftime with a four-point lead. A wild first half. One of the best I've seen in a long time. Really a great first half. Both teams playing exceptionally well, at least offensively.
Take it down for you. Clovis will have nothing to do with that line of scrimmage at this juncture. As we go in to halftime with the score 32-28. The Clovis Cougars leading, and after 2 quarters in command going to the playoffs.
Tonight, Dolores had a few drinks, did some crack, and ended up another tragic story. Only she doesn't know it yet. drugs make you forget. And if you forget how risky sex can be, you could catch the AIDS virus and not know it for months, even years. AIDS, another way drugs can kill.
Well, let the track meet commence, huh? Or continue. We get set to start the second half as you get a look down the Hoover Patriots sidelines as they are trying to get into the playoffs for the first time in 5 years. It's been since 1987. You see they're close. 32-28. Boy, what a first half of football. Offense at a premium, huh, Barry?
Yeah, big time. It was a great first half. Both teams, I'm sure, went into the locker room in halftime, try to get their defense settled down and try to make some adjustments. As you can see, the statistics for the first half, wild statistics. A lot of yards on both teams. 253 for the Cougars, 188 for Hoover. Turnovers, 1 apiece. Penalty yards, 50 for Clovis and 30 for Hoover. And we're ready to roll.
Bobby Majors kicks it off to start the second half. Tony Ramirez from the 5. 15-20, Ramirez up to the 25, and he squirts out to the 28. So Clovis will start it out leading by 4. Remember, the winner of this game goes on to the playoffs, and that man has not been there since 1988 with his Hoover Patriots, Pat Plummer, in his 8th year with the Hoover Patriots.
Winner of this game will play the #1 seed from the West Yosemite League, and that is the Redwood Rangers from Visalia.
Eric Ferramisco, the senior quarterback. In the first half, he was 5 of 8 for 72 yards, 1 interception. What an interception that was, where Greg Sibilian returned it 55 yards for a touchdown. Cougars to go on 1st and 10. Ferramisco, he was 5 of 8 in the first half. Oh, boy. 6 of 9. Oh, that's just a silly play. That's just a silly play on the part of Larry Rupsich for the Hoover Patriots. The pass was dropped by Lee Green, and Larry Rupsich gave him a nice chuck on the sidelines, and you saw the penalty flags.
15 yards, that's big.
Oh, it's early. I mean, obviously there's still a lot to be told, but that's just something, no matter what the intensity level is, have to be careful. Tyler Thorpe.
Dead ball. Personal foul against the defense. 15 yards, previous spot, 1st down.
Coach Plummer's not real
Was it Rupsich
happy
or
with
Ryan
that call.
Heil? I'm sorry, Barry, to interrupt you. I believe it was Ryan Heil. I want to take Rupsich off the hook. It was Ryan Heil that made that late hit.
Okay, you mentioned earlier that Heil is an aggressive player, and that time it just got the best of him a little bit. Pushes Lee Green after he had obviously dropped the ball, and a 15-yard penalty.
Brings the Cougars up to their own 43. 1st and 10. We're just underway in the second half. Well, 2 plays, 2 penalties.
That might be encroachment on the defense.
You got it.
Like the left defensive tackle jumped off a little early.
So that's 20 yards in penalties.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, 5 yards, 1st down.
Boy, a lot of offense in the first half. A lot of penalties. Part of that offense was right there. Number 7, Steve Newman, quarterback, 3rd-year starter for the Patriots. He wants those playoffs. He's been around long enough. He needs a little taste of it. Clovis on 1st and 10. Esquivel. He's got 2 touchdowns in the game as he gets into Patriot territory to the 40. That's enough for a 1st down.
That time they just run the tailback power play over the left side. Hoover does a good job of coming up and hitting Esquivel. They just weren't able to wrap their arms. Watch the replay here. Esquivel just takes the ball in the tailback power, and plenty of Hoover Patriots there. Just a lot of arm tackles, and Roy Esquivel's a big boy. He's going to break out of those arm tackles. Got to wrap him up and take him down, and Hoover didn't do that on that play.
6 foot, 210-pound junior. No matter what happens tonight, Esquivel will be back next year. 32-28, Cougars leading and driving thanks to 2 penalties. Throw it out to Lee Green, going the wrong way, Lee. Lee on 1st and 10 picks up about 2. Make it 2nd down and 8 for the Cougars. I mentioned the 20 yards on penalties. There's a good look at Lee Green. Senior wide receiver. Has a 20-yard touchdown catch in this game.
Right, he's also dropped a couple of balls that I'm sure Lee Green would be the first to admit that he should have had.
Yeah.
But they'll go back to him.
2nd and 8. Lee Green in motion. Permisco, long count. Deep handoff down to about the 35. Coming up is Danny Taylor. Danny Taylor, talk about touchdowns. Esquivel's got 2, Taylor has 2. 1 of 39, 1 of 6.
Clovis again comes out to begin the second half, their first drive, and trying to establish their running game, pounding the ball at the heart of the Hoover defense. But Hoover's done a relatively good job so far in this second half of stopping the off-tackle play, which was real successful for Clovis in the first half. We'll see if they can continue to do so.
Cougars looking at 3rd down and 5. Need to get to the 30 for a first down. We play 2.5 minutes of the second half. Esquivel needs to get to the 30. No problem. Esquivel to about the 24. Dragging Alfredo Mata along with Larry Rubsich. Roy Esquivel. What a load that guy is.
Yeah, he really is. He 210 pounds. He looks bigger than that. He looks like he goes about 225 as he's going to come out and get a breather here.
Those tree trunk thighs.
Yeah, big boy. Only a junior. He'll be back.
Esquivel gets 10 yards on that play. 1st and 10. Cougars 25 yards from the end zone. Derek Ferramisco directing a little traffic coming up to the line. There goes Green in motion on 1st and 10. Patriots showing blitz. They back off. Danny Taylor trying to get outside. Nice play by Gerald Washington. May have gotten a yard. Good pursuit coming in by Haig Sagadesian.
Yeah, real good job by Sagadesian of stringing that play out, allowing Jared Washington to come up and take out Danny Taylor on that play for about no gain. They need to continue to do that to try to string out that play and allow the secondary men to come up and make the tackle.
Head coach Tim Simons, he's been in the pressure cooker once or twice, been with Clovis 17 years, 3 section championships in 79, 84, 91. He knows what's going on out there. On 2nd down and 10, Esquivel to the 22. That's going to get him 3 to bring up 3rd down and long, 7 to be exact. Passing situation. 2 touchdowns for Esquivel. 1 yard and 23 yards.
Hoover really needs to try to keep Clovis from getting a first down here on 3rd down. This could be 4 down territory down about the 22-yard line. But Hoover needs to come up big right now. Try to put some pressure on the quarterback, Ferramisco, something they have been unable to do so far tonight.
Cougars looking at 3rd down and 7. Ferramisco, again, lots of time. Boy, he can just take all the time. Oh, and he throws a little bit behind. Morgan Burdick down at about the 10. Would have been good for the first down, but I think he was just a skosh behind the receiver.
Just threw it a little bit behind him. Morgan Burke wasn't able to come back and make the catch. But you're right, Tom. The offensive line for Clovis has just done a great job tonight of giving Ferramisco all the time he needs to throw the football. That time he takes a 5-step drop, waits for Burdick to cut across the middle, and he's just got all day, no pressure at all from that Hoover defensive line.
Dirty D's coming up right now. They need the offensive O. Cougars on 4th down and 7 will go. That's what happens when you lack a field goal kicker. Ferramisco on the run, down about the 9. I think Lee Green's got it. He does, and that's 1st down yardage. They go back to the point on the field goal kicking barrier. I just wonder, on 4th and 7, the line of scrimmage was about the 17, which would have made it about a 34-yard field goal. Boy, late in the game, I wonder if they kick that, if they need the points, or do they have to go? I'm getting way ahead of myself.
I really don't think they have the range to kick a 37-yard field goal. It's cold out here tonight. The air's dead. I really don't think they have the confidence to think that they can kick one from that far out.
Didn't have to there. Lee Green with the 1st down reception. 1st down, goal to goal, just inside the 10. Ferramisco going to keep it himself. To the 5, to the 4, to the 3, to the end zone. Derek Ferramisco. Goodness.
Great
determination.
Great second effort by the quarterback, Ferramisco. Again, he fakes the tailback power to Roy Esquivel, and then he rolls around the right side. 2, 3, 4, Hoover Patriots taking a crack at him. Couldn't bring him down. Ferramisco keeps his legs driving, carries it into the end zone, and Clovis now takes a 10-point advantage here early in the 3rd quarter.
We have learned to find out that 10 points is absolutely nothing.
Not at all. Hoover seems to, every time they get behind by by 2 scores. They seem to come back real quick and respond. We'll see if they can do it again on their next possession.
Josh Phelps out of the hold of White is good. And the Cougars up their lead to 39-28 as we have 6 minutes and 59 seconds left in the third quarter.
Watch the replay. You see the fake to the tailback, gets the defense sucked up, and watch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 Hoover Patriots with the shot at Faramisco, but they couldn't bring him down, and he carries it into the end zone.
Yeah, she's happy. Her Cougars have an 11-point lead right now. Then again, I've never met an unhappy cheerleader during a
they're
football
happy
game.
no matter what. I guess that's their job. They have to be happy. They have to be smiling at least.
You say that with all the sincerity in the world, Barry.
Well, you know, sometimes you wonder if they, they're facing the crowd, trying to get the crowd involved in the game, but, there's been more than one occasion where the defense has been on the field and the cheerleaders are yelling, "Go offense, go," or vice versa or something, but, oh well, it's all in fun, and they do a great job.
Josh Phelps. He will kick it off. Back deep to receive Aaron Olmus and Dwayne Ferguson. Stand back at the 15. Low line drive kick. Olmus from the 15. He has one for a touchdown of 87. This one ain't going to come close as he gets to about the 27. Nice play on the special teams coming up for Clovis. Scott Thompson went head up.
Real good job by Scott Thompson. He was the contained man. Almost tried to break it outside. Scott Thompson would have nothing of it. Takes him down, and Hoover starts at their own 24-yard line, which is some of the pretty deep considering where they've started some of their other drives tonight.
7-play, 72-yard scoring drive. It took 3 minutes and 21 seconds. Derek Faramisco, he capped it off. As Steve Newman will run the option, and Newman's got a ton of yards, huh? Newman out close to midfield to the 47-yard line. Bringing him down by his shirt tail was Eric Tillman.
That's a great job by quarterback Steve Newman of riding the fullback Majors all the way down the line of scrimmage. He takes it out of Majors' belly, turns the corner, tucks it up, and picks up a nice chunk of yards. Watching the replay, watch him ride the fullback Majors all the way down the line.
Yep.
Keeps it, sucks in the defense, and then he turns it up for some big yards. Nice play by the quarterback Newman.
He actually puts that ball in the belly of Majors and then makes the decision on whether or not to hand it off to him or not. And look at Dwayne Ferguson, power to the 40-yard line. That's a pickup of 13 and another first down for the Hoover Patriots. So Barry, as they did in the first half, they counter with a drive right now.
Coming right back, running the ball right at the Clovis defense, which has given up only an average of 12 points a game, but you wouldn't know it by their performance tonight. But, you have to give all the credit to Hoover, the last play, Steve Newman, this time Dwayne Ferguson, turns it upfield, delivers a blow on the defensive back, and picks up another first down for the Patriots.
They're at the Cougar 40 with 6 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the first half. Ferguson looking to get a block from Rupsich, but Rupsich can't handle 3 Cougar defenders as that play is stopped for, about a 2-3 yard loss.
You have to credit number 39, Eric Tillman, the outside linebacker, for coming up, taking away Newman's option of keeping the ball and tucking it up, and 3 guys were out there on Ferguson. Good job that time by the Clovis D of stopping that option.
90 yards. That's a good first half.
Great first half for Dwayne Ferguson, the second leading rusher in the NYL.
Behind LaRon Cook, who many feel is the best.
He is an outstanding back. We saw him last week, and he is only a junior, and he's a workhorse.
Ferguson averages 135 a game coming in. As Newman on second down and 12, he's not going to get anything. As the Cougar defense steps it up just a notch after giving up the first 2 plays for about 15 to Newman and another 13 to Ferguson. Boy, they tighten the screws right here as the officials take a timeout as a player is down for Clovis with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third quarter. 39-28, Clovis leading. To go back where you'd mentioned, Barry, that Clovis only allows 12 points a game. The most points they've given up this season is 24. Have to go back to game number 1 where they played that perennial powerhouse, St. Louis High School, that is of Hawaii. They gave up 24 points. They only gave up 20 to Clovis. Hoover gets 28 in the first half.
Right. Well, 2 of those touchdowns one was by their special teams and one was by their defense, but they all count against the defense whether you want them to or not. As you can see, the game of the week #1 NYL performer Clovis West takes on the number 2 team from the West Yosemite League from La Monica Stadium.
Who's quick on that typewriter down there,
Yeah,
huh?
really.
Good work, folks.
Next Monday night at 9 o'clock. That appears to be the game. Clovis West will be playing the winner of the Lemoore-Hanford game. A couple of good teams down there from the south a little bit.
3rd down and 2. Boy, Newman puts it up. Almost had it, and then had it jarred loose. Boy, great hit by Doug LaCroix.
It was. It looked like almost might have had that when LaCroix comes across from the safety position and just puts a hammer on almost, forces them to cough it up, and 4th down looks like the Patriots are going to have to punt.
4th down. I said 4th down and 3, didn't I? I was looking at the wrong stick. 4th down and 13. Five minutes and 3 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Good snap as Newman gets a kick off the side of his foot. Boy, the line of scrimmage was the 41. This thing's going to be about a 9-yard, about a 10-yard kick. Ouch. Newman heads off with his head down, and he knows he should have got a better kick. He was going for the corner, but he didn't get the corner.
Yeah, sometimes when that happens, you just kick it off the side of your foot, and that seemed to be what happened to Steve Newman on that time.
So the Cougars, after opening up the second half of the scoring drive, have 4:57 to go in the 3rd quarter, an 11-point lead. Lee Green motion to the inside. It's Faramisco. This is a broken play on 1st and 10, but Faramisco is going to get about 6-7 yards out of it. Faramisco went back to, I don't know if he was going to fake the dive or hand it off.
I think they were trying to give it the tailback power, but Faramisco, I think, turned the wrong way, but he still turns it in to a pretty good gain.
Yeah, shoot, he'll take about 6 yards on 1st down.
Sure.
You get a look at the Cougar helmet. That's the Cougar. But what a wonderful insight that is.
That's great. The old emblem of the Michigan Panthers of
That's
the
right.
United States Football League, the now defunct United States Football League.
The initial champions in the USFL. On 2nd down, Esquivel turns on the Jets to the 50. Esquivel to the 40. He's brought down at about the 37. Esquivel picks up about 27 yards.
Just a great job by Esquivel of getting through the line of scrimmage and then having great vision and finding a hole. Watching the replay here, he gets through the line of scrimmage, but watch him find his vision here, cut right there, and then cuts it back out to the outside and picks up a nice gain for Roy Esquivel on that play. Great vision by the junior halfback.
You see him switch the ball to his outside hand about 3/4 of the way into that run. Well, that's a smart, heady play by Roy Esquivel as a junior.
Good coaching.
1st down and 10 for the Cougars, driving. They're at the Hoover 37. Up the middle goes Bryce Waterman, and he is tagged by Alfredo Mata at about the 34. As we tick down to 4:13 in the 3rd quarter. Quick pace 3rd quarter, 39-28.
Yeah, Clovis had the ball, and time is definitely on their side, and we'll see if they start to try to grind out the clock even more with that 11-point lead.
Bruce Monster read his lips. He just said, just wait, it's going to happen. He's referring to a victory, and a victory would put the Clovis Cougars in the playoffs. A victory for the Hoover Patriots would put them in the playoffs for the first time since 1988. Cougars, a point we kind of lost, Barry. They want to defend that crown.
Sure, and they're going to have their chance if they can hold on here tonight.
Esquivel, lots of time, and he goes down. That's a coverage sack. Scott Kunzinger, along with Haig Sagadijian, make the sack.
That's exactly right, Tom. It was a coverage sack. Great coverage downfield by the secondary. Finally, those Hoover defenders are able to break through and get Faramisco down. As we see the replay here, he's got a lot of time. No one open. He has to eat it. Nice play.
Boy, Kunzinger came from the extreme outside, so you know Faramisco had a lot of time. He loses 5 to make it 3rd down and 15. Cougars need to get to the 27 for a 1st down. Faramisco look out from behind. Garza's coming in, and he just airs it out downfield. Darren Garza applying backside pressure. Credit him with a hurry. As Faramisco's pass drops incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th down, and Hey, here's a good trivia question. What's the punter's name for Clovis?
Yeah, I haven't seen him tonight. Roy Escobar, the one time he did punt, he kicks a nice high when the coverage gets down there. Almost drops the ball. Clovis recovers for a big turnover that was earlier in the ball game, and now Roy getting another chance to punt here.
Stands back at his 45. Good snap. Line of scrimmage was the 40. Fair catch called as the ball rolls down on the 5. What a great kick. Oh, boy. Oh, is that a... They're going to give him the 1. They're going to give him the 1. Excellent special teams coverage by the Clovis Cougars.
Outstanding. It looked like didn't get a number on who covered that ball up, but it looked like he might have carried it in the end zone, but the official said no, spots it at the 1-yard line, and the Patriots have a long way to go.
How about 99 yards? A 39-yard kick for Roy Escobar. With 2:38 and counting, the Patriots trail by 11. Last year's football game was a close one. These two teams played to a 30-29 Cougar victory. Little breathing room. Up out to the 6-yard line. Nice gain.
Good job by the offensive line there of opening up a hole and allowing Hoover to get a little breathing room out to about the 7-yard line.
Steam coming off his head. Faramisco. Out of his mouth, off his head.
That's funny.
Whew.
It's a little cold out here tonight. Finally, fall has set in.
Must be doing a lot of thinking. When you got that kind of steam, we got a turnover, we got a fumble. Faramisco better cool down, put the helmet on, and get on the field. Officials have not seen. There you go. Cougar football. Oh boy. Mark this one down. At 1:49 of the third quarter, Hoover fumbles on the 8-yard line.
Darren Van Doren right there to recover that fumble. He picked off a pass earlier in the second quarter, comes up with another big turnover there, and Clovis can punch this one in. Hoover's going to have a long road to hoe to come back.
Yeah, Cougar fans have a right to be happy right now because they're 7 yards from the end zone. Leading by 11. Single setback for the Cougars on first down, goal to goal. Danny Taylor's going to lose a yard. Scott Kunzinger, nice defensive play.
Good job of pursuing into the offensive side of the ball and wrapping up Danny Taylor before he can get going.
Danny Taylor, a couple of touchdowns in this game. He opened up the game, the first 2 touchdowns. One of 39 yards, one of 6. He's going to go out and take a blow. We're down to a minute of the third quarter.
One of the things that makes Clovis so good is they have Danny Taylor, they have Escobar, 2 pretty good-sized backs, and they just keep bringing them in and out, fresh backs all the time. And we talked about that earlier, Tom, before the game, that depth, could play a role in this game, and it looks like it might be a little bit at this point. It looks like Clovis might get a 5-yard penalty.
Well, bringing folks in and out cost them a few precious seconds, and now they're going to be looking down to second down and goal to goal from about the 14.
Dead ball, delay of game offense, 5 yards, replay, second down.
I had mentioned that it has been since 1988 since Hoover has been to the playoffs. And when they got there in 88, they played Bakersfield. I mentioned that because their hopes seem to be dwindling as this game progresses. As Faramisco will throw on second down and goal to goal. Almost intercepted in the end zone. Aaron Olmus almost came up with that. It was intended for Lee Green.
Good job. I almost show some nice closing speed there, closing in on the receiver. Lee Green comes over and almost picks that one off. That would have been a real big play for Hoover. This one is able to hold on to it.
We talked about in the first half on Aaron Olmus. See on his right hand there? It's behind his hip right now, how he has a cast on there. There it go. He broke his finger earlier in the season. Just recently, he had the pins removed and had the cast reset. He's in there playing football. He's got an 87-yard kickoff return for a touchdown tonight. Just made a fine defensive play. 42 seconds left in the third quarter. Faramisco will throw. On third down, goal to goal from the 15. Now Faramisco will run. Faramisco looking like a pinball out there. Look at Faramisco. Took a beating, did a lot of running around, a few zigzags and a few twirls. Looked like he was playing flag football. You can do that spin move when you're playing flag football. That's a good one.
Keeps the flag, not able to grab the flags, but working for Faramisco, no one able to wrap them up. And on 4th down here, it looks like the Cougars are going to go for 3 points.
Line of scrimmage is the 13. This will be a 30-yard field goal attempt by Josh Phelps out of the hold of Matt White. Low snap, White gets it down. Kick is up, good. As the 3rd quarter comes to a close, Josh Phelps puts it through from 30. And the Clovis Cougars, 12 minutes of football away from the playoffs.
Vince, that new dummy cam is great.
Yeah, it'll sure give people a whole new outlook on what it's like when you don't wear a safety belt.
I think they'll get the picture.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Well, Pat Plummer, he's looking at the scoreboard and he sees 12 minutes. And he knows that's what's left between his football team and a bid in the Central Section playoffs for the first time since 1988. You look like a worried man right there.
Yeah, he sure did, and he has reason to be worried. I hope that the Clovis offense hasn't worn down the Hoover defense. Hoover's still plenty of time. There's still a quarter to go. This has been a high-scoring game. See if they can come back and get 2 scores.
A little squib kick taken at about the 17 by Gerald Washington. Washington almost breaks through the first line as he gets up to the 36. This will be decent field position for the Hoover Patriots to start it out. Trailing by 14. Sophomore, Gerald Washington. He's got a couple years left for Pat Plummer, which is always a good sign. Gimping a little bit as he goes into the huddle. He'll stay in the game. Gerald Washington will probably stay in a tailback. And Dwayne Ferguson is not in the football game. We'll take a look down at the sideline, see if we can't find Dwayne. Newman will throw. He's got a man open in Rupsich. He finds him at about the 47. Rupsich to the 40. Good job of staying on his feet to the 30. Cuts back to the 25. Gets a good block from Paul Brandt to the 20. And he leans forward to about the 16. What a beautiful downfield block by Paul Brandt. And what a great piece of open field running by Larry Rupsich to keep that play moving.
Great running by Larry Rupsich. He catches the ball along the sidelines, almost loses his balance, is able to regain it, and then he sees Paul Brandt coming, and before Rupsich decides to cut it back across the field, he waits for Brandt to come over, clear out a couple of those defenders, and he picks up a big gain for Hoover. Watch on the replay, the play action pass. Newman throws a nice strike out to Rupsich. He regains his balance. And he cuts it back. There he goes.
Right
Waits for his
there.
block. There's Brandt right there. He levels, but Darren Van Doren. And nice pickup for Hoover, and they strike back very quickly.
Boy, this Hoover, never say die. I can't emphasize that phrase enough. It's an old cliche, but boy, it is so applicable right here. Newman on 1st and 10. Fires to the outside. Rupsich ran a go, but Newman was thinking he should have ran it out. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10 as Newman, the 3rd-year starter, and Tim Simons pacing, wondering, will his team get a chance to defend that section championship? 2nd down and 10 for the Patriots from the Cougars 16. Pitch back to Gerald Washington, in for Dwayne Ferguson. Inside the 15 to the 14. That's going to be a pickup of, call it 4.
That was a good job by Newman to pitch that ball out to Washington before the play collapsed on him completely. They took away the fullback option. They took away Newman's option, pitched out to Gerald Washington. He was able to pick up 4 yards in that play, and they were lucky they got that 4 yards. Good job by the quarterback that time.
I was trying to get a look down at the sideline, see if I could pick up Dwayne Ferguson, and I'm not finding him anywhere. 3rd down and 7. Newman near the end zone. Intended for his tight end, Pat Geiger. Boy, into about 3 or 4 players. At the end of 3 quarters, 332 yards of total offense for the Clovis Cougars. 184 for Hoover, and that's about what they had at the end of the half. I think it is. I don't think Hoover had hardly any yards in that third quarter.
I don't think so either. They didn't have the ball for very much. And they had the...
There's Dwayne Ferguson. Sitting down, talking with that gentleman, and
I believe that's his father. I had the privilege of meeting Dwayne's father a couple weeks ago after one of the ball games here at Ratcliffe Stadium. And I don't know what the problem is down there.
Well, first things first, on 4th down and 7, the Patriots will try a 31-yard field goal. This is Gallardo. He's got it. Boy, we had talked about the kicking game, how it was ineffective and almost absent. Hey, we got a couple of field goals, one of 30 for Josh Phelps, this one of 31 by James Gallardo. The Patriots, with 10:16 to go in the football game, trail 42-31. Get back to Dwayne Ferguson, Barry. By chance, this is only speculation, strict on my part. We talked about the asthma. That's the only thing I can think of that maybe would have given him a problem, unless he turned something. I don't know.
It could be. You know, who knows what goes on down the sidelines.
Yeah.
There could have been some sort of confrontation down there. We really don't know, and we'd hate to speculate too much on why Dwayne Ferguson isn't in the ballgame at this point. But he's not in there, and that's the bottom line.
His substitute is sophomore Gerald Washington, as Tony Ramirez, little guy, furthest away from you, awaits the kick. And sophomore Bobby Majors gets into it. Little skip kick comes down to Ramirez at the 7. 15 up to the 20. Ramirez jitterbugs up to the 26. And oh, does he get popped. Boy, does he get popped. Did you get the number on that, Barry? He popped him so hard and came back up.
I think, let me see.
We got a replay coming up, so we'll get a chance to see.
That was Alfredo Mata, number 45. Watch this. Hello.
Nope.
That is a perfect form tackle. Face mask right in the chest and just drive him back. Poor Tony Ramirez. He got popped.
Well, the Cougars leading by 11 with 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Nothing would be better than a nice, time-consuming, ball-control drive.
I'm sure Tim Simons has that on his mind, too. So they come out and give him the fullback trap to Bryce Waterman.
Waterman picks up, 3. 2nd down and 7. And here comes the attack wave in. 4-play, 65-yard drive for the Patriots. James Gallardo, 31-yard field goal. His 3rd of the year. 2nd down, 7. Paramisco with 3 wide receivers in the game. Lone setback is Esquivel, and he fakes to him. Avoids Darren Garza on the rush, and Paramisco's going to put it away himself as he steps out of bounds. Officials mark it at about the 32. It's going to leave him about 3 yards short of the 1st down. Derek Paramisco, 10-yard touchdown run in the 2nd half.
Watch on the replay here. Paramisco, really no one open downfield, so decides to keep it. You'd think he would step out of bounds there, but he doesn't. He turns it back upfield and picks up as many positive yards as he can. He's a tough young man and a real competitor, Derek Paramisco. He's not going to step out of bounds. He's going to get as many yards as he can.
Last year he was a wide receiver for the Cougars, but when you talk about wide receivers last year, you have to think of Keith Poole for the Clovis Cougars. Had 41 catches, I think 11 touchdowns. Right now, Keith Poole's redshirting up at Arizona State. So Paramisco decides to play a little quarterback. And Danny Taylor decides to play a lot of running back right here, as Taylor gets into Patriot territory at the 47.
Just a big hole opened up over the left side that time. And Danny Taylor finds it and rumbles down the sidelines for another Clovis 1st down.
When you talk about players from last year for the Clovis Cougars, it made me think of Jason Sasayoff, because he also was a converted.
Right, he was a converted linebacker.
And he went on to play. Nice haircut. Yeah, this is the 90s, folks. No, I don't think so. 1st down, 10. Get back to the thought. Sasayoff, who is a converted linebacker to quarterback, as is a converted receiver like Paramisco to quarterback, as Esquivel on 1st down and 10. Tyson Price gets a hold of it, brings him down for a couple. Finish the thought on Sasayoff. I'm going to finish it in the next 3-4 plays, I promise. To make a long story short, Sasayev, we thought he would play football. No, he goes to Fresno City College and going to play a little baseball this year.
Sure, that's he decided that he wanted to play baseball and try to make it as professional in baseball, and that's his choice, and all the best of luck to him. He's going to a fine program, Fresno City College baseball program, the defending state champions, and they got a great program going over there.
You bet. And we are on the campus of Fresno City College at Ratcliffe Stadium, and the baseball stadium is just beyond the Clovis side of the field.
Yeah, not too many junior colleges with the facilities like they have here at Fresno City. Great football field, great baseball field, just great facilities.
Clovis looking at 1st and 10 as Roy Esquivel gets down close to the 20. Esquivel is going to pick up 8 to make it 2nd down and 2 as we tick down to 8 minutes and 40 seconds left in the football season for one of these two teams. Esquivel getting close to 100 yards.
Clovis just continues to pound the ball right at Hoover, using that offensive line of Chad Mast and Jason Adair over on the right side, the strong side of that Clovis line. And they're opening up some big holes for Clovis, and they just are content to drive the ball down the field here and try to eat up as much clock as possible.
You saw head coach Tim Simons trying to get his Clovis Cougars into the playoffs for the 9th consecutive year. 5 of the last 5 years, this will be delay a game against Clovis. The last 5 years, the Cougars have either won or shared the NYL championship. That's not going to happen this year.
More than likely, it's not going to happen.
If Clovis West loses to Fresno tomorrow, you've got a scoop. And Fresno, shoot, what a nice season for them.
Oh, they've done a great job of turning around after having a 39-game losing streak, something like that. They've come around.
How about
and
34?
They're like 4-4 this year, and doing a great job. Their coach Roger Oliver is turning that program around.
2nd down and 8 after the penalty yards is put on, and this play isn't going anywhere. Probably going to lose about a yard. Danny Taylor with 8 minutes to go. I wanted to finish one thought. I saw when the stats were flashed up for Roy Esquivel, how he's close to 100 yards. He has 91. It's a man on a tear. 4 of the last 5 games, Esquivel has been over the 100-yard barrier, including 172 yards against Edison.
And that's in limited playing time. He's splitting with Danny Taylor. But like we talked about earlier, they just keep on coming at you with those fresh backs.
Actually, that was 171 yards against Roosevelt. Pardon me. No, against Fresno. I got all those Fresno schools down. 3rd down and long. Pass complete to Lee Green. Lee's got to go south, huh? North and south. I think he may have ran himself out of a 1st down. He needed to get to the 18, and that's right about where they spot it. Lee Green is going to catch the pass, and watch this little spin move, right? He goes back, whoop. Now, if he would have stayed where he caught the football, he'd have had a 1st down by a yard or 2.
Yeah, Gerald Washington did a good job of not letting Lee Green sneak away there and pick up the 1st down. They're going to bring out the chains, excuse me.
7 minutes and 23 seconds left in the 4th quarter. 42-31 right now. Clovis leading. And a 1st half that was just an absolute track meet. At halftime, it was 32-28, as the Cougars are about a half a foot short. That'll be a half of my foot, which would be about 6 inches. But the Cougars have limited the Patriots to just a field goal in the 2nd half. And right now, the Cougars are looking at 4th down and extremely short.
No two ways about it. Hoover's got a hold right here.
That reception by Lee Green gives him 5 on the evening for 45 yards. Got 1 touchdown. That'll be a 1st down. Bryce Waterman gets it. That matches his total from last game against McLean. Boy, everybody seemed to get fat on McLean this year.
McLean, yeah, they had a rough one. 1-8 coming into the last week of the season.
Well, you just saw Pat Plummer glance up at the scoreboard, and what he saw was a 42-31 lead. Well, that looks like a disconsolate, concerned coach.
Mm-hmm. He could be winning by that amount of points, and he would look that way. He's just one of those type of guys, very intense.
Very candid. Had a chance to visit with him earlier in the week and watch one of his practices. Everything you see on TV, it's exactly how he is in practice. He doesn't change a lick. Danny Taylor loses about 2. This will be 3rd down and 12. As we tick down to 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Danny Taylor, a couple of touchdowns in this game. Ball spotted at the 18. 2nd down and 12. New running back in the football game. Ryan Thompson is the up man in that I formation. Here's Esquivel. Esquivel to the 15. Esquivel to the 10. Esquivel down to the 5. First down, goal to goal for the Clovis Cougars. What we talked about, Barry, right at the beginning of this drive, Clovis would want nothing more than a nice time-consuming drive. Hey,
that's what they're getting. That's exactly what they're getting. See the replay there. Esquivel, who's deceptively fast. You know, he really gets through the hole pretty quick and picks up another first down for the Cougars. Going to make it 1st and goal to goal from the 5-yard line. This could be the backbreaker for the Patriots if Clovis can punch one in here.
Well, I tell you what really hurt Hoover. Remember when they fumbled with about a minute left in the 3rd quarter on the 7?
Really did.
First down, goal to goal. Waterman, nothing. It's like Greg Sibelian stuffing up the middle of that. Greg Sibelian had a play that really electrified this crowd. Had a 55-yard interception return for a touchdown. That's in the first half. That was the one that put the Patriots in the lead.
Yeah, that really was a nice play by Sibelian.
It was short-lived, but it put him in the lead.
Yeah, very short-lived.
2nd down, goal to goal for the Cougars. Esquivel looking for the corner of the end zone. Sibelian again. Gets him from his shirt collar at about the 3.
That's a nice play by Greg Sibelian, chasing down Esquivel, trying to find the corner of the end zone. Sibelian chases him down and slams him to the turf.
We have Esquivel going up to 109 yards on the evening.
Watching the replay here, it looks like Esquivel is going to get the corner here, but there's Sibelian chasing him down, pulls him down by his back and gets him down before he can get into the end zone. Nice play.
So the Cougars looking at 3rd down, goal to goal. About the 2.5.
But while they're trying to get into the end zone here, they're taking some precious time off the clock.
Waterman, the up man. Esquivel has it. Esquivel, touchdown. 3rd touchdown of the game for Roy Esquivel. And with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left, Clovis Cougars looking ahead to next week. Good day, Roy. His 5th game in the last 6, over 100 yards. That'll take him close to 1,000 too. Coming into the game, he had 812. Now a little bit short. He's up to 921.
And that's pretty good considering he doesn't play every down.
Penalty flags on the extra point. It was on Hoover. We'll put it half the distance from the goal, and Josh Phelps will get another crack at it.
Ball, encroachment, defense, half the distance to the goal, replay the down.
Tyler Thorpe, the referee, and talk about the referees, Barry, is that there's been a few penalties, but not a lot.
No, they pretty much let the kids play, and that's the whole idea.
Phelps puts it through to increase the lead to 49-31, and this does not look good for Hoover with 4 minutes and 40 seconds. I mean, they can score points in a hurry. There's no doubt about that. But they're going to need him in a big hurry. You're looking at 3 scores.
Yeah, that's going to be real tough to do, especially with 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Coach Tim Simons there still pacing back and forth, checking out the scoreboard to see just how much time there was. As we see a replay here of the touchdown, see Esquivel there just dances over the right side of that offensive line and in for the touchdown.
So the Patriots, with their 8th-year head coach, Pat Plummer, trying to devise some kind of 4-minute and 40-second 19-point game plan. That's asking an awful lot of a high school football team.
Yeah,
that's asking an awful lot
of any football team.
At any level, correct. But these Hoover Patriots, I guarantee you, will not give up 1 iota. As Josh Phelps will tee it up from the 40. Aaron Olmus standing all by himself awaiting the kick.
I'm sure they're going to try to make it a low line drive.
Yep. This field kick comes down to Washington at the 25. Gerald Washington right upfield about the 41. It's going to give the Patriots good field position.
Real good field position. They need a score in a hurry.
So Steve Newman, the 3-year starter for the Hoover Patriots, he's looking at 4 minutes and 35 seconds on that clock. Here's a nice drive, 9 plays, 75 yards, 3.5 minutes. Roy Esquivel, touchdown number 3 from 3 yards. Newman looking for Ole Miss, and it is almost intercepted.
Try to work the old tip drill there.
Donnie Diaz originally got his hands on it, and it was almost intercepted by Doug LaCroix for Clovis as Ole Miss jogs back to the huddle, and he was triple covered on that play.
Yeah, he really was. Trying to throw that ball into a too-deep zone.
Hey, the helmet cam's
Helmet
back.
cam.
He searches, he seeks. Got a little mouth guard on that thing. Newman's going to go down in a heap. He's going to be sacked back about the 35. We got to credit these Hoover Patriots students, huh? They've been standing up this entire football game.
They really have. They haven't sat down once, and shows that they're into this football game, even though their team is.
We'll get a look at them right here. We're going to go shot up. Yeah, they're still standing. They're doing a lot of talking. I don't think they're looking at the football game.
No, well, I think they've kind of written it off, but got to give them credit for being on their feet for this game's about 2.5 hours old.
Timeout taken by Hoover as Pat Plummer rubbing that receding hairline, huh? He's going to go back a little bit farther after this one. As those young ladies will have at least one more game to cheer. Let you enjoy. Okay, that's enough enjoyment for one little stretch as we have.
You see, they're smart. They got their sweatpants on. They're
Fun's over. 3rd down and a ton. As Newman looking for Ole Miss. Ole Miss got it?
Nice.
Yes. That's a 1st down. Ole Miss into Cougar territory to the 37. Sound like you're playing a record there, Barry.
Yeah, good job of almost of coming back and making the catch.
Clock stopped at 3:49. So the Patriots will do everything they can to make this game a little closer. I hope they score because I want to see an onside kick.
We've already seen one. Whether it was delivered or not remains to be known to us.
Newman loses about a yard as he struggles to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Clock stopped at 3:31. Hoover taking another timeout. You know, we had mentioned that it had been since 1988 since these Patriots have been to the playoffs. That was the year they played Bakersfield in the 1st round and lost 42-9. Drillers went on to win the section championship, and that was the 1st of 3 in a row. As next week at 9 o'clock Monday night, right after Monday Night Football, huh? Watch Clovis West take on the number 2 seed out of the West Yosemite League. That will either be Hanford or Lemoore. And Hanford had a contingency of coaches at this football game who are no longer here.
I'd imagine that's a pretty good rivalry down there in the West Yosemite League between Hanford and Lemoore. Those two cities in pretty close proximity with each other, and I bet you they get a nice crowd out there and an enthusiastic showdown down there tomorrow night.
2nd down. Center screen to Larry Rupsich. Rupsich dancing his way to about the 43. So it looks like Clovis, for the 9th consecutive year, will move on to the playoffs.
That's very impressive when you think about that. Only 2 teams out of a 10-team league make it to the playoffs, and the Cougars have gone 9 years in a row. That tells you something about their program, is they're good year in and year out.
You can credit head coach Tim Simons for a good part of that. On 3rd down, Newman will throw incomplete, intended for Ole Miss. As the clock is down to 2:55, 18-point lead for the Clovis Cougars. We'd mentioned that Simons has 3 section championships as head coach of the Cougars, one in 1979, one in 1984, one last year in 1991. The perfect season, 13-0. What a season that was.
Yeah, they were outstanding last year. They had it all. They had a great quarterback and just an outstanding receiver, good defense, and I don't know if they have quite the skill at the skilled positions this year, but they're still going to be a force to be reckoned with in the playoffs. They're still very good.
On 4th down, the pass goes incomplete from Steve Newman, as it was intended for Aaron Olmus. And Steve Newman, the 3-year starter, with flak jacket and all right there.
Could have been his last pass as a high school player.
Kind of a disappointing day for Newman in the sense of 9 for 22. He came into the game throwing at a 46% clip, and that's just a little bit below that. Did have one touchdown run of the 3-yard variety back in the first half.
Yeah, you got to credit the Clovis defense. They did a good job in the second half of shutting down Hoover pretty much.
They've allowed only one field goal, 31-yarder by James Gallardo. That's been it. Some adjustments were definitely made, as Danny Taylor on 1st down and 10 is going to get good yardage. Taylor, he was just kind of picking and spotting his way up to about the 41.
I think Danny Taylor had the presence of mind to stay away from the sidelines. He knew if he went up to the sidelines, I would stop the clock. All they're trying to do here is eat up the clock and get this game over with and move on to the playoffs. And a good presence of mind by Taylor that time. I think he had the sideline, but he chose to stay away from it and cut it back inside. Keep that clock rolling.
Who are we going to try to interview after the game, Barry?
You know,
who do you think for a player?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a couple of those Clovis offensive linemen. They've done a great job tonight and a great job all season.
Continue to do a good job as Roy Esquivel continues to have a wonderful evening as he gets the better part of 14 yards.
When you watch a high school football game and you see offensive linemen pulling out, trapping, pulling out on sweeps and things like that, as you watch the replay of this run, you know that the coach has to have a lot of confidence, and those linemen have to have the ability to do that. A lot of times at the high school level, your offensive linemen, they don't have the foot speed or the athletic ability to pull out and do certain things, but Clovis's offensive linemen have a lot of ability, outstanding foot speed, so they're able to do some things that many other high schools aren't able to do. And you got to give a lot of credit to that offensive line. They're a good group of players all the way across.
You talk about opening up some holes. They have done so, because Roy Esquivel now has 123 yards in the game. Danny Taylor has 110 yards. Those are the unofficial stats. Those are unofficial Eddie Garcia stats is what those are.
From previous weeks, Eddie Garcia's stats are pretty official.
I like it. I'll go with it. So you're going to get offensive lineman, huh? I like that. You get an offensive lineman, and I'll get a hold of Coach Simons.
All right, that sounds good.
Stay tuned, folks. Post-game show coming up. We'll have a chat with, hopefully, Chad Math. I'd like to get that big old hoss on there.
Okay.
On 1st down and 10. No gain. Make it 2nd down and 10 as we tick down to 2 minutes and 15 seconds. 49-31. Clovis, Darren Van Doren, Scott Tafoya. 2 key defensive players that are looking forward to next week.
Sure. And I'm sure those coaches that came down tonight from Lemoore and Hanford, who were up here in the stands watching this game along with all of us, they got to go back to the respective towns a little leery of what might become of them next week, because this Clovis team is very, very good.
On 2nd down and 11. Play goes up the middle inside the 20 to about the 18. Ryan Thompson, number 22, carrying for the Clovis Cougars. Ryan Thompson doesn't see a lot of action. Gets a little bit right here.
See another nice hole opened up by the line. Thompson squirts through there.
Yeah, squirt would be the perfect word, because
up about 6 yards.
There wasn't much of a gap there at all. He had to turn sideways to get through. 3rd down and 3. Waterman trying to get the 1st down, but Tyson Price gets him from behind. Going to be a little short as we're down to under 1 minute. And the Hoover Patriots season will come to a close. They're going to finish the season at 7 wins and 3 losses.
Yeah, we've talked about it time and time again. It's just a shame that only 2 teams are able to go to the playoffs out of a big league like the North Yosemite League. You know, both Hoover at 7-3, Sanger. You know, those are 2 worthy teams that just aren't going to get a shot again this year.
Well, Pat Plummer's team, they gave it a good run. In the first half, they were only trailing 32-28 after 24 minutes of football. As on 4th down, the Cougars don't get it, and the Patriots are going to be able to toss up a couple of Hail Marys here. Hello. Is it that cold? Got the mittens going on, the blankets right over there, the big parkas.
We're up here out of the elements up here in the press box here at Ratcliffe Stadium, so it's a little bit nippy out there.
30 seconds and counting. As Aaron Olmus, you see him running out of the field a little bit late. "16-yard line. Steve Newman will be taking his final snaps for the Hoover Patriots. He has put in his time. He throws it over the middle to Aaron Olmus at the 35. Aaron gets wrapped at about the 40. Aaron Castro brings him down. And the Patriots have 4 seconds left, and they'll try to get one more play off. See if they get the snap off, as this will be the final play of 1992 season for the Hoover Patriots. Let's see what Newman does. He's just going to throw it to the outside, and it's dropped by Paul Brandt. That's a ball game, folks. Celebration for the Clovis Cougars as they move on to the playoffs to defend their Central Section Championship as they won last year with a 13-0 record. Students are happy, everybody's happy, except the Hoover Patriot contingent. As we go to break, stick around. Post is coming up. Hey, look at Pat Plummer and Tim Simons. Well done, gentlemen.
Sometimes, even good girls and boys are left off Santa's list. With all the blessings and bounty of Christmas, there still doesn't seem to be enough to go around. This year, make a place on your list and in your heart for a child you don't even know. Donate a new unwrapped toy to the Marine Corps Reserve. Toys for Tots.
Welcome back to Ratcliffe Stadium, where the Clovis Cougars move on to the playoffs for the 9th consecutive year. 49-31 victory against the Hoover Patriots. With me, the 17th year head coach of the Clovis Cougars, Tim Simons. Tim, it was 32-28 at halftime. Who would have thought?
Well, I'm not that surprised. Hoover is a fine team, explosive team, well coached, and we knew we were going in for a tough game, and I was hoping it wouldn't be quite like that, but I'm not that surprised.
Going into the second half, you allowed only 3 points. Did you make any adjustments at halftime that allowed the Patriots very few yards and only 1 field goal in the second half?
Well, we made some minor adjustments. What we did is eliminate some of the things we're doing on defense, and we only do, they had kept us to certain things. They limited us. But we played harder and got we didn't allow those big plays, a kickoff return, interception return, got on some basic fundamental football, and I think we excelled.
Looking ahead to next week now, this is trip number 9 in a row. You get a chance to defend the Clovis Cougars to their 13-0 perfect season from last year, the section championship, Redwood High, correct?
That's right, Redwood High School. We'll go down and watch them tomorrow night when they play Mount Whitney in their big game.
What do you think going in? Is your team, are they healthy? Are you ready to go?
We're pretty healthy, and this is all our team wants. It's the only goal we have at the beginning of the year, the Valley Championship. That's our only goal, and now we've got ourselves in position to take a shot at that.
You have a chance to defend. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Head coach Tim Simons. Barry Reardon has Chad Mast of the offensive line.
Chad, what you guys did tonight, a big victory and another season in the playoffs for you guys.
Yeah, great. We just take it 1 week at a time and go from there.
It seemed like your offensive line, to the right side with Jason Adair, your guard, who's an outstanding player, and yourself, you guys seemed to have a really good game tonight.
Yeah, there's a great player. As I said, if I make a mistake, he picks me. If he makes a mistake, we have to pick each other up. Teamwork.
Your coach must have a lot of confidence in you. We talked about it during the game. To allow you guys to pull out, you guys like to run the counter play. It seems to be effective for you and Jason pull over to the weak side and that's got to be fun for you as an offensive tackle to get a chance to pull to the weak side and get up the field and maybe get a shot at a defensive back.
Yeah, we're pretty big guys. We got some good speed and we just run it and it's smash mouth football is what our coach calls it, and we love to do it. Take on downs anytime.
Yeah, speaking of smash mouth football, it seems to work pretty well for you guys. rotating your two tailbacks, Roy Escobar and Danny Taylor both. They seem to be fresh. Does that seem to work out for you?
Yeah, you know, they could get some good yards, they score a lot of touchdowns. They're just powerhouses.
All right, Chad Mast, offensive tackle. Great game tonight for Clovis. Chad, good luck in the playoffs. Thanks for stopping by, and good luck. All right. Well, Tom, good game for Clovis. They seem to kind of wear down Hoover towards the end and pick up a victory and another playoff berth.
Yeah, they only allowed 3 points in the second half. In the consecutive year, Clovis is going to go to playoffs.
Yeah, that seems to be another playoff spot for Clovis. Year after year, it seems they just roll them out, and that's very impressive.
Try to defend their Central Section Championship this year, excuse me, as we're going to wrap it up from Ratcliffe Stadium. It's a bit chilly. We're going to go. For Barry Reardon, I'm Tom Barquette, and have a good evening, everybody.